Happy Mother's Day!
Hello to all the wonderful mothers and fur mothers out there.
Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and fur mothers. Hey, we want to thank every one of you guys for joining us today for Retro Rewind Season 2, Episode 6. We have a couple of fabulous guests, but before we get to them, Ray, it's been 2 weeks, sir. What have you been up to?
Just playing a lot of games. It's getting down to my son's in a school, so we've been helping him with tests, studying for tests and stuff like that. But man, just been honestly just playing a lot of games. Just saw the Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse. Oh my God, just an awesome movie. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Right on. Yeah, no spoilers, but I heard that the Illuminati scene was badass. That's what I've heard. Jeff, what have you been up to, my friend? I know you've been moving. You probably have all kinds of box stories. Let's hear it.
I got none. Nope. It's all good. Everything is good. And back to playing games this week after a week's vacation from gaming. And looking forward. Got a whole schedule. Back to Wreckfest Monday night. So I'm going to be doing some playing. Look at the new May Stadia games on Wednesday. And then Friday, I'm going to be playing some Duke on my retro show. And then Saturday, I've got the big community play. So it's a full. And I got today. I got to back at it. And I got a full week of streaming this week. So
absolutely, man. Well, we missed you last night on Ray's stream of Wreckfest. We could have used that blue bus, sir.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'll be back next Saturday. So
absolutely, man.
I will be back next Saturday. So yep.
I've been super busy.
I was going to say big shout out to Miz Tracey, Mother's Day. So she's going to try and make an appearance, but happy Mother's Day to Miz Tracey. Enjoying it with the family. So, yep.
Yeah, I've been super busy playing all kinds of things, but I'm super excited for our guest today. Why don't you bring him in, Jeff?
Sure. Our first guest is a lot of our regulars will know him from being in the chat and on some of our other shows. Mr. Stephen Hoult.
Hey guys, it's great to be on. Thank you. I'm always in chat, but now being here, I'm living the dream.
There you go. He's
living the dream.
Apparently, he's got some good stories, and I don't know, maybe a crime or two. I don't know. He was telling me on one of my retro shows there was some illegal activity or something that he really wanted to come on and discuss.
That was more in private, that, Jeff.
Well, it's out there now.
Well, we've got it. We can say it again.
When you put it on the show, like another show. And our other guest, the Rust admin expert, SRTBULL from Canada, another Canadian.
How's it going, guys?
Love when we have
joining us.
So we've
Thanks
got
for having me.
The Commonwealth has taken over. We got 2 Canadians and a UK. So the Commonwealth in here again. Absolutely. All hail Lizzie.
Why can't we just have peace among all countries, Jeff?
All right, Jeff, do your thing, man.
All right, so we're going to start with Mr. SRTBULL. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And, of course, the question we always ask everybody, and, Stephen, this will be coming to you next. What does retro mean to you?
That's actually a great question. I actually spent some time when I was coming up to this podcast trying to think about what that would mean to me. What is retro? And it reminded me of my first gaming console. And I actually tried to remember what year it was. It had to have been 1989 or somewhere in there. Was my first ever game console. It was the original NES. And so I go back to Mario, the original Mario and Duck Hunt and all that stuff. So I've been gaming ever since.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Nintendo was a fantastic system. I held on to that way too long. I didn't move to the Super Nintendo when I should have probably.
Yeah.
I
actually sourced one out here a couple of years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago now. Like someone was selling one on eBay or whatever. And yeah, it was pretty good to go back to the day.
Absolutely. How about you, Holtz?
Well, retro to me is anything that nostalgic moments of hardware and gaming experiences that I had in the past. So retro to me is something that's like half my age. That's the way I see it. So I'm 36, so anything over 18 plus is a retro moment to me. When I was a kid, the first ever device I ever played on I was playing the Commodore 64. I was playing a game, Bruce Lee. I never had a clue who Bruce Lee was in Hollywood, but I thought, this guy must be amazing, dodging traps, climbing walls. So that was one of them moments, but I was always in the arcades as a young kid playing, great games, Alien versus Predator and Michael Jackson and, all, races. I thought, playing the game, Outrun, thinking, this is going to be my future, driving cars with a hot woman in the front, and that was the dream back then. So, yeah, that's retro to me.
Oh, absolutely, man. One of the arcade cabinets we're going to bring up later is one of my favorites. Yeah, man, I spent a lot of time in the arcades. Were they about dying out for you, Holtz? Or
well, I used to go to a holiday park. It was like my second home in the seaside, and there was a arcade that I used to spend all my time. I used to walk around thinking I was like the king of the gaff. I used to put a lollipop stick under like the 10p machines with like a quarter and knock them out. And I used to walk around and there'd be people playing like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat. And I used to walk over with my slush puppy thinking, I'll play you here. Then I used to go to a different one and play Terminator on the big gun. And they were alive for like all through like the mid 90s before like the sort of PlayStation came in, like 96, 97. So I was in the arcade for a good of my childhood, just getting brought up with amazing games from shooters, races, beaten ups. So I played the majority of nostalgic games.
I've been pulled away from many arcade cabinets by my ear. That's a fact. How about you, SRTBULL? Did you spend much time in arcades?
Yeah, actually, Holtz bringing up the arcades actually brought back a lot of memories there. I spent hours, days. Shinobi. I don't know if anybody remembers the game called Shinobi.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I played a lot of Shinobi, a lot of Killer Instinct, obviously Mortal Kombat, stuff like that. But yeah, I spent a lot of my teenage years in an arcade. Yep.
Wow, Killer Instinct. Oh my god.
Yeah, boy.
College, that was huge, folks. That and Primal Rage.
Yeah.
Man, they'd have quarters lined up on all those games,
absolutely.
People standing in line. There was even people standing in line waiting to get a stick on the 5 or 6 person X-Men game. There was a big X-Men cabinet. You had to kind of cram in there, but
of course,
bunch of people in there. Absolutely. So SRTBULL, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your channel and what you do, sir? Because you are a fellow content creator, and I'd love for you to tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, I have a channel on YouTube, obviously, SRTBULL. You can search me out just like that. And basically how it started out was back in the day, I was introduced to the game called Rust. I played it for, not for very long. And I was like, you know what, this is something I want to get into. And so I started to research how to develop servers so that I could start building my own world, basically. And I very quickly realized that there was not a lot of information out there to be had. And so I happened to run into another server developer, and he basically showed me the ropes, got me started. Anyways, I've obviously developed a lot further past that, but he got me started. And in realizing that there wasn't very much information out there, I said, you know what, I got to get this information out there. I got to start teaching people how to do this. And so I just went to work. I started making videos on how to get started, and then advanced in video difficulty as I moved along. So yeah,
right,
it's been great.
Who introduced me to you is a buddy of mine, Griefers Crew, Rob, another Rob, and you taught him how to maintain his own servers and pretty much. And just explain a little bit of the mechanics of that type of game. What type of game is it, and what's the type of stuff that occurs in it? Because all of us here are Rust, so to speak, virgins. I have seen a few videos that we'll show later, but you could probably fill us in.
Sure. So basically, the lore of Rust is you wake up naked on a beach with a rock and a torch. And it's a first-person survival game where you literally have to battle against, obviously, other players. There's animal NPCs, there's scientist NPCs, and you have to survive this chaotic world, and you have to build a base, which means you have to gather materials to build that base. And then, of course, you need to research different skill sets so that you can increase the strength and security of your base. And then along with that comes with weapons and different types of ammo, and everything needs to be researched basically you like I said, you wake up on the beach naked and stupid. You don't know anything. You don't have anything, and you have to start there and get to a place where you feel safe, and then of course there's raiding involved. So you can solo raid other people's bases and steal everything that they have, or of course it's always better to team up with somebody else and work together on that process. And
yeah, so it is completely possible to spend 14 hours building a base, collecting resources, and have somebody fly over with a helicopter, drop 2 guys out, and now it's all gone.
Exactly. And it happens all the time. Yep. 14 hours. You're lucky if it's 14 hours. Some people will spend days building their base and building up their loot pile.
Yeah, I've literally watched Griefer's crew build a base, but it was just a base of traps. It was to make somebody think, ooh, that's a good target, and just go in there and get trapped or die.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, there's not a lot more satisfying than trapping somebody that's trying to raid your base inside your base, kill them, take all their loot that they were trying to use against you.
Oh,
pretty satisfying.
Fantastic. Now, how would you increase your intelligence? Exactly. Just doing stuff like resource collecting, or how does the intelligence actually?
So there's basically an economy. That's a bad way of. It's basically an economy system, and there's an item in the game. It's basically scrap, and you use this scrap to research different items. So it's basically the scrap becomes the knowledge base in order for you to learn something. So you find something out in the world. Let's say you found a 5.56 round, and you want to learn how to make that 5.56 round. You put that single round in your research table. You feed a bunch of scrap into it, and then out comes a blueprint that you can learn, or a skill that you can learn to, and then now you're able to craft that item.
Right, and that's like the only thing that really carries over is the intelligence you've gained, or the stuff you've researched or successfully researched before you get killed or raided. Or
that's right. Yeah, if you get killed or raided or whatever, you lose all your loot, but you maintain all of those skills, and you can maintain those skills over several months. That's actually another important detail that not a lot of people know is every month, the first Thursday of every month, no matter what happens, we all get wiped out and we start at square zero again.
Ooh.
And so that's those skills that you learn.
Reset.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all bases and loot and everything gets wiped out, and you start on the beach again, naked with a rock and a torch. And but yeah, so those skills that you learn, you will, in most cases, you will carry those over into the next, we call them wipe, into the next wipe cycle.
Right on. That sounds amazing. I'm going to share a video real quick, and you can explain to us what's going on in it, because
sure.
it's kind of brutal, man. And I'm thinking, if I spent all this time, now I'm competitive, okay? I get angry at the computer if it kills me, but not real people, because they can be skilled and
Yeah.
But I would have shit my pants if I was in this game and I was in this base and I seen this. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and share
sure.
that real quick. Oh, let me get that out there. All right. Let me share my screen. Now, there's not going to be audio, but I'm going to go ahead and make it full screen. Now, this is somebody's base who's already prepared it, but check this out.
Oh, yeah, so we got a Zerg running in here. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Trying to defend.
Yeah, the 10 people. So he just dropped 2 of them, he says.
Yeah. So I see he's got a teammate here. Oh, he's got a full team. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, all those green names are members of his team.
It looks extremely hectic when stuff starts popping off.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't explain it to somebody, but like this guy's heart rate is beating out of his chest right now. The adrenaline that he's feeling right now is insane.
So it not only monitors your heart rate in certain situations you're in. The game does.
No, I wish.
Oh, his actual heart. Okay.
Yeah. No. His actual heart is beating like crazy right now.
Now this guy just hit the mother load, it looks like.
Yep, he sure did. Yep.
So is that like a player that hadn't been reset in a long time and he just had collected all this, or because there is a spot where you can store your stuff safely, correct?
Yeah, inside your base, there's loot boxes and stuff like that where you can store things. But even that, I mean, if somebody gets inside your base, they're still they can still break into your loot boxes.
Right on.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks chaotic, man, but so much fun. Like
It's super fun.
Building a base and then protecting it sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, there's so many different facets to the game. Like you can do what these guys are doing here and just go and PvP everybody that you see. But there's a lot of people out there that don't like the PvP aspect, so they just build and their challenge is to try and secure their base and keep it safe, and they don't ever fight anybody unless they absolutely have to.
Now, did that help proliferate? I can't even say the word correctly.
Proliferate?
Yes.
Yes.
Did that make more servers pop up because people could change the rules and all that stuff server by server?
Yeah, so back in the day, like when I first started building servers and stuff like that, it wasn't nearly as saturated as it is now. And that was the design or the driving force behind that was, okay, I don't like this about this server. I'm going to go make my own server and make it so that doesn't happen.
Right on. So what is here's another question for you, and then we'll jump back over to Holtz. But
Sure.
What is different about your server than other people's servers?
My servers specifically are very lightly modded, like not huge gather rates or anything like that. So it's not like you're going to get really far ahead in one of my servers really quickly. Whereas some servers out there, like they'll multiply the loot tables by 5 or 10 or sometimes even 100, so that you're like, it's just a massive loot fest. And I don't see the challenge in that, because if you get raided and lose all your stuff, who cares if you can go out looting for 5 minutes and get it all back, right? So my servers are just lightly modded, lots of quality of life plugins and stuff like that, not really game changing plugins like a lot of people like to use. Gotcha.
Well, it looks amazing, man. We're gonna get back into that for sure.
Sure.
Holtz, what is the first game, man, that grabbed your attention that made you an actual gamer?
Oh, that's a really tough one. That because I was always jumping between platforms and different genres of games, but like they were never like to completion. And I can name like stuff like Duck Hunt or DuckTales and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say that they were like more kid focused than where I was just enjoying them for fun, and it wouldn't be what I would define as a gamer. But until maybe the PlayStation 1, maybe I'd say Final Fantasy 7. I think that's the first game where I actually sat down, put loads of time invested into this universe, and I was talking to all my fellow students about this, and it was a big, huge thing, and that was something that I was really invested in. But why I said then said it's very hard is because it depends on like the scenario. Because I remember playing GoldenEye on the N64 with friends, and I remember just sitting there, and that was a moment between friends having a blast of a time, or like the first time having a LAN party with playing Halo and stuff like that. So there was loads of moments. But if you had to put a gun to my head and say when was you a gamer, it's definitely got to be like Final Fantasy 7 RPGs.
Right on. Well, you bring up GoldenEye real quick. Here's an interesting tweet: 4-player GoldenEye with no screen peeking.
Yeah. With no screen. See, I used to laugh back in the day with my friends because we used to come round, split the screen in 4, and back then we only had like a little small CRT TV. And so that we used to go to our friends, don't you dare look at the screen, but it was so hard not to look. It was the same direction. So not to have that these days.
I looked at
amazing.
screens. I was a screen looker. I don't care. I looked, man. I cheated.
Speaker.
Oh, that they had mentioned the computer museum. I think there was a video that they've done or something where somebody explained how they set something like that up too. I saw a tweet from that computer museum in somewhere in the UK. Cambridge. Have you been to Cambridge, Stephen? I don't even know where you are.
Yes, I've been to Cambridge.
Okay,
the university section of it, but not the actual like the town.
Oh, I see. Okay, I asked a bunch of my other UK friends, and no one's ever been there. Like Rock and other people. None of them have been there. So. Mm-hmm. Have you been to the computer museum?
Yes, I have. I have been in a computer, and I've been in a computer museum with old hardware in Bristol as well. because what happened was my degree was in computer science, so it was up to our field trips that we went to retro museums to see how computers and all stuff like that evolved over time.
When they were the size of a room.
Yeah, so then, when your teacher's going, here's a motherboard from blah, 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 and here's this, and here's Doom. Can anyone remember Doom in the 93? And I was like, oh, yeah. So, and they're like, no, how did you play it? You must have only been about 6. And you're like, okay. So it was how sort of everything evolved over time. So
excellent. Cool.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, I played a lot of Atari, but like Atari was dead by the time I was born. I was born in 1980. So, but I did start on an Atari, but the first game I ever played was on a ColecoVision. But yeah, so how about you, SRTBULL? What grabbed you for gaming, man? What made you know that you were gonna game for the rest of your life? Or
Jeez, that's a really great question. Honestly,
that's all we do on this show is great questions.
Yeah, I see that. That's good stuff. Not to get too personal or anything like that, but I mean, everyone loves the idea of building their own, universe, their world where they're in control. You know what I mean? Like, stuff happens to people in their lives all the time, and it's a really great way of getting away from that. And you just get to immerse yourself into this world that you've created, whether it's like I said from before, even if it's just something like Killer Instinct or something like that. Like, you immerse yourself into it and just pretend for that 10 or 15 minutes or 10 hours or whatever it happens to be that you're in that world. So yeah, it's good. That's where it started for me, was kind of the getaway.
Yeah, it's a great escape, man. You can run further, jump higher, be the hero, be the villain.
Exactly.
I love that stuff. And I think the very first game that made me appreciate story was probably Final Fantasy VII, to be honest, and Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo, which was some other number here. I don't think it was 6. It might have been labeled 3, but yeah, I love that stuff. Holtz, what was it like the gaming culture in the UK when you were growing up? Did you have a big fight between Nintendo and Sega? Was there any console wars around you going on?
There was a big, huge thing back in the day. We got Sega versus Nintendo, but I was so neutral, and so were my friends. So because we were like great friends that we could share between each other. So one weekend, I would never say, for example, I had a NES and I loved Mario and Zelda and Castlevania, but I wouldn't dare ever say to someone like Sonic's crap or stuff like that.
Yeah, that almost killed him.
Yeah. So see, that's what I mentioned the word, and it's all the hatred from all the days still stuck in. I'm lying like, oh, Sega's crap.
I'll let you time out for just a second. I'll let you finish, Stephen. But that is so true, though. Nowadays, if you are a PlayStation guy and you're shitting on Xbox, you're not going to the Xbox guy's house to sit and play with him. Now that's a big difference from us and today, man, because we would get on the bus and my Nintendo's better than your Sega, but then we're at each other's houses on the weekend playing each other's games. So, but go ahead, Steven.
So it was like stuff like that. So my friends used to come round. We used to play Mario Kart, of course. Then I used to go round to Wiz and play Double Dragon on his device, or Tiger Heli, and it was just games that were never on each device. So I never disrespected that. But there was loads of people that did actually start a war, and that evolved into PlayStation versus, was the PlayStation 1 better than the N64? Then when the Xbox came in, it was, look, here's the big boy, but I was never all one for it. But there was people who was literally, primarily just one console, and I can understand that, and there's nothing wrong with taking pride in what you got, but as someone, I want to grow up with the industry, and I appreciate everything that I've played and where the points I've sort of evolved gaming, so I sort of step away from all that.
Yeah, I don't really care about platforms. I care about the games, and as long as you're having fun, that's really all that matters.
Here in the UK, we were inspired by wrestling games. It was always great to see these wrestling games come from like America and see these shows, American wrestling. So the biggest conflict of interest in my gaming life was, what wrestling game do you have, and who's your favourite character? And that was controversial.
Yes. WCW or WWE?
So in the end, it was like corporation, federation, the storylines, and it impacted you with the friends. So some of our friends used to come round on PlayStation 1 with the multi-tap, and we all used to play like SmackDown, and that was the biggest controversy we ever had in gaming. So it was more what the games you played.
Across the pond, your wrestling was the same as North American, like you like WWE and stuff like that. It was all the same characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it bled into my life because I went to an all-boys Catholic school, and having young boys at like 13 go, who's your favourite wrestler? Then if you said like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you got a pedigree to concrete floor, you got through. So, and in the end, because we were all addicted to gaming, and that's when the big messaging was, don't try this at home, don't copy gaming. Gaming's only a fab.
So Beavis and Butthead ruined it for you.
Holt, come on, man. You did some backyard wrestling, because I know I did. We used to get the mattress. Yeah.
Well, I've got younger brothers, so it was all literally, here we used to have a hardcore belt made out of cardboard and carpet, and no joke, you'd be walking down your street and your neighbour used to ambush you. Give me the belt. So it was, and then you used to have the parents, stop playing computer games, stop playing wrestling. So
yeah. No, I got in trouble. We were busting tube lights over each other's heads, man. Like
no!
Yeah, we went hardcore, dude.
Yeah,
I got a snooker cue at the back of the head as well one day. So
jeez,
I gave a kid, I think it was Triple H. He had the pedigree. I gave a kid a pedigree, and he got a black eye. I've gotten my nose busted. Yeah, we were crazy, man. Jumping off the sliding board. Yeah. Just
but also, when I was a kid, I used to have the original Game Boy with the magnifier to play like Pokemon Blue, and I was playing that. I used to love Pokemon Blue back in the day, and my dad joked around and said, "Bloody hell, you should be poking something, not Pokemon." No joke, literally. As time evolved,
I have to catch them all.
Yeah, but the whole point is if fast forward, actually, when Pokemon Go came out, I took my nephew round the city to collect Pokemon, and my dad went, "Oh, ain't you a Pokemon master yet?" And I was like, "Dad, I was a Pokemon master in '96."
Oh.
Just how like gaming's evolved. Like I was sitting there watching Sonic 2 the other day, and I was sitting there going, better money this is going to happen. And my nephew's only 9 going, how do you know all this information? I'm like, yes, 30 plus years of knowledge that. So I feel thanks to gaming, I'm knowledgeable now in all
Makes you
stuff.
feel good when that useless trivia knowledge pays off,
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that. We just played hockey.
Hey.
Jeff, you played hockey. You played hockey, Jeff?
Do you have any injuries?
Sometime, I think once I get the new man cave set up, I'll show you my hockey jersey. I have a hockey jersey with my name on the back.
Who's your team? Who's your hockey team?
Growing up,
yeah,
I was always a Ray Bourque fan. Going retro, Ray Bourque. So I liked the Bruins.
Okay, nice.
More that I liked Ray Bourque than I did the Bruins, but I like Ray Bourque. So growing up.
Gotcha.
Well, it is Mother's Day. I would like to give a shout out to all of the special mothers out there. This is a tweet from or a retweet from Stern Pinball from the Nintendork, who I follow. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms that started their kids off right with pinball.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I love these pinball games, man. The artwork on the side is so fantastic. Most of them have the ramps and all the lights, and my dad has collected a few pinball games, but they're the old ones. They don't have any of the bells and whistles, man. It's just,
That's where gaming started, was the pinball machine.
Sure was. Sure was.
It absolutely was.
I was never good at pinball because one day I could hit the pinball up and it go boom, 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 and stay up off the top of the table like for 5 minutes. And I'm like, and then the ball is just shoot right down the middle. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is a perfect segue. Let us introduce one of our hosts who wasn't able to make it yet, but is going to jump in and hang out with us for a few minutes. Miz Tracey.
Hey, Miz
Hey,
Tracey.
Hey, Tracy.
I'm so sorry. I had it in my head that we were taking Mother's Day off, and I realized we were talking about the 4th of July, not Mother's Day. So I'm so sorry. I'm here.
Oh, no worries. I'm trying to get this
pinball.
off the screen. Yeah. There we go. Happy Mother's Day, Ms.
Thank
Tracey.
you.
What have you been
Happy
doing
Mother's
today?
Day.
Oh my gosh. Well, today is also my kid's 16th birthday.
Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So he's my oldest, so this is kind of like I'm not I'm not ready to have a 16-year-old. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of different games. I got off of Conan. Can you believe it?
You did?
Yep, I'm on a new one called Craftopia. And
I've been watching you play that.
oh my gosh, you guys got to check it out. It's
I was in your stream the other night.
Yeah, why isn't everybody playing this game? It's so awesome. It's so much fun.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out. I missed that.
I did start playing it. I was checking it out.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's a little like in the beginning, you're like, how the hell do I do anything? Because it's hard to explain, but you have to like advance your age. And then once you do, there's so much to do in the game. Like it's got aspects from every game that I love. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, of course, this I'm just having a look at this on Steam right now. So of course that begs the question: why aren't you playing Rust?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The similarities are hilarious.
Rust? I don't like PvP.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
I play PvE when I do like Conan and stuff like that. Like we were doing Conan Exiles and Ark and all that's PvE. I don't like
Much to my dismay, there are a ton of PvE Rust servers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Where you
Yeah,
work
no
together.
fighting at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Work together. I still played on PvE public server on Ark, and a lot of people were like,
Just still come
they
over and
drop
fight you.
a dino with a disease into your dinos. Like they'd find ways to fuck with you, whether it's
They can
PvE or
they can
not.
take a diseased dinosaur and disease the rest of yours.
Yep, they have disease
Wow.
leeches, and yeah, that was like the
Sneaky
big thing.
bastards.
I think I dropped a turd in somebody's hut.
You do that. There's a lot of poop. You poop in Craftopia too, except it's cute little pink rainbow poop.
We call that amber herding now, don't we? Or is it too soon?
It's amber herding.
Too soon? Too soon?
Too
No.
soon.
Anytime
timing.
is too soon for that. I'd like to pretend that doesn't exist. Ick.
Yeah, that is amazing. Ooh, I don't know how. They're never recovering. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. So, do you have anything special planned for Mother's Day tonight, Ray? I know you're not a mother, but for your wife, your lovely wife.
Just you know what? We're gonna watch some old movies. Just some movies, and I think we're gonna play Family Feud. We were 3 points away from winning the Range Rover, so we're gonna try and go back and try and win that Range Rover. So yeah,
I actually love Family Feud. That game's a lot of fun.
yeah.
Family Feud is good.
I feel like I could do really good on it, but I could never go on the actual show because if you do a dumb answer, I can't be like, good answer, good answer. I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh my God, I'd so be like that if someone and Ray, somebody gives, I go, that's not a good answer. Are you stupid?
Yeah,
I can't.
You think that's up there? They asked 100 males, but what? Really? Are you stupid?
It's all gray and rainy, gloomy outside right now in California. So yeah.
I would never be invited back to a
Same
game
here.
show. I'd get a question wrong and go, I got horse fucked, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"No, you're out of here, buddy."
That's something I would do
Shit.
because
Damn it. I mean,
Oh my God.
Horse shit.
when I'm watching it on telly, I think I know all the answers. I'm like, yeah, I knew that. They should bring me on the show. Then if it went live, I'll be like,
Yes.
Yeah,
come
exactly.
on, fucking get kicked off.
I would be the same way.
Well,
No.
Google's my lifeline, and I don't think they'll allow that on the show. So
Yeah. Just let me look at my phone. All right.
No, okay,
Yeah.
Miss Tracey. Okay, so one of the questions was, if you was a pirate, what would you bring on a date? And parrot, honey, say parrot, put in
Yeah.
parrot. And
And sometimes
was-
it's like the most obvious answer, and then
Number
the
one
stupidest
answer
answer is the
is
one that's actually up
ship.
there.
a ship, a pirate would bring his ship to a date.
what about a peg leg? He's got to get around.
Really fancy eye patch.
Ah,
Bling on it.
I'm bringing some booty.
Oh God. Getting some booty.
Let's see.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Kapow! Look at that. I didn't even know they had an AC.
AC/DC
Oh my God.
one?
AC/DC. Now, see, I would definitely
rocks.
rock the AC/DC in my garage, dude.
No doubt. And you know that while you're playing, man, there's a jam playing.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know
like, what's play?
Yeah.
Because I see there's little speakers. It looks like on the back.
You hear that?
right there.
Dun-dun-dun,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh
Have you
my
ever heard the
God.
comic skit about AC/DC and about how Angus Young could like make any song super epic And so the guy did like hokey pokey.
Yeah.
And now every time I hear an AC/DC song, I think hokey pokey.
I love watching him spin around with his guitar on stage.
Yes.
The guy, he's gonna go till he's like
down,
100.
He's got so much energy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this video real quick. Here's a new cabinet that's coming out from One Up. It may already be released if I'm not mistaken, but
Is this the expensive one?
Yeah, it was $300 to $500, something like that. But the cabinet, the art looks really cool, and the top lights up.
He's got a little butt cheek.
And this is one of my favorite games from the arcade.
Wow.
Like I said, there was a local guy who could beat it with like $1 or whatever, and we would always just go watch it because it was like a movie. It was amazing.
I would definitely, if this is like $300, that'd be something cool. Dragon's Lair was like ahead of his time, dude. I was like,
it was.
Oh my
God. Dan Bluth or Don Bluth, whatever his name was, who did all the animation and stuff. It's just amazing.
The animation reminds me of that Disney movie, The Sword and the Stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another game similar to it, Space Ace, I think.
Oh, I never played that one.
Good call there, SPG. That's right, Space Ace.
Yep, they had kind of the same kind of animation and stuff like that. But it was an amazing game. I wouldn't mind having the cabinet, but I think I would.
Maybe I'd eventually beat it if I had the cabinet. I never did.
Yeah, that's too much space for me to have that cabinet unless I attach my bed to the side so I can actually fold up my bed.
Oh yeah,
play the console and fold it down.
That's something that because you must be from England. I'm assuming from your accent and lack of space. That's something that we take for granted is having room, and you guys always have such small areas.
Yeah, that's it. So if I ever wanted a cabinet, it had to be for other things, or I can always put like bar optics on the sides of it or something like that. Just
like hollow out the bottom and put it over your toilet.
Even better, fold it out.
Yep.
Perfect.
I always wanted one of those the store video game console displays.
Yes, like the PS3 and the glass, or whatever the kiosk they call it.
I tried real hard. I almost can't because I had a friend that managed the GameStop, and I was like, "Dude, I'll pay you, man, please." And
did they get to keep that stuff? The displays?
Oh, no, they can't. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to return it.
Yeah.
But I've seen some
local
like
ones. You could reach out to local ones, and sometimes you could grab them and snatch them. Yeah.
I mean, back in I had a friend that used to go dumpster diving behind GameStop, and you laugh, people, but guess what?
No,
you used to come up on some games.
Yep.
I went to a GameStop once, and they had. I heard that they were selling these Fallout 76 hardcover manuals for 3 cents because they were outdated. And he said, no, we were told to rip the backs off and then throw them in the dumpster because people dumpster dive. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm a streamer and I was going to do this, this, and this. But then he goes, oh, you're a streamer. I think there was one more in the back. If you just mentioned me on your channel, I'll give it to you. And I was like, hell yeah. Worth it.
No doubt.
It so happens that we still have one.
Yeah, there happens to. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Right there. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah, I've literally seen somebody in the beginning of their video. They're like, hey, we're going to make some free money off GameStop today. They go out back, dig in the dumpster, and they grab 3 or 4 titles, take them in the front, and get like $3 a piece for each one.
Oh
that
my
they
God.
just threw away. They just threw it away.
Yeah.
Threw away stock.
Wow. They had cool posters. They had the magazines. Some of the magazines they didn't rip. They just like throw a whole bunch out there. The strategy books.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They used to be so important. Think about how different times are today, man. You barely get a manual anymore, let alone a strategy guide or in-depth anything.
Madden, I think you got 10% off on the strategy book, and I would get my Madden game, and I would get the strategy book. Oh my God, yeah.
Thought I had one here. But,
was it Prima? What was the company? Prima? Whoa, look at that.
Oh, nice.
That's a big one. That's what you got for 3 cents or whatever.
They gave it to me.
Wow.
Nice.
It's like it's beautiful too. It's got
pictures and maps.
Stuff. Yep, there's a whole big map that pulls out.
Well, that would have helped me on my initial grind in that game. Hey, now SRTBULL, this is funny. I don't know if you've ever played Fallout 76. Okay, the game got shit on and all that stuff, but they turned it around slightly. But I got my buddy Rob to buy that game, and I'm like, yeah, it's a survival-esque, blah blah blah, and he jumped in it in 2 minutes. He was like, no, this is not survival. Rust is survival.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually similar to what I did. I actually went to a midnight launch back in the day when Future Shop was still around. I was standing in line. I worked there at the time, and I still had to stand in line to buy Fallout. And it was Fallout 4. And it was the first time I'd ever played Fallout, and I played it for, I don't know, maybe an hour, and I said, no, this is not for me.
I got Fallout 76 at its launch, and I liked it. And my friends, I mean, it had its glitches, but I dealt with it. I played it, but I had coworkers like, oh my God, people really, really hated that game.
Yeah. Ask Miz Tracey. She knows all about it. That's how I found Miz Tracey. She was one of the only content creators that were like, she'd say, hey, this isn't working. That sucks. But she would play the game and actually enjoyed it. And most people was just shit on it. So that's how I found Miz Tracey. She actually did content.
It's not the game. It's the community. The community is amazing. I'm very proud to be part of Fallout for Hope. We'll be raising funds for the American Heart Association here in June. But this December, we raised $170,000 for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospitals.
Good for you.
Awesome.
I could not believe it. That was just crazy. This year, we're hoping to do 200. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
who was it raised for?
For St. Jude's Children's Research
St. Jude's.
Hospital? Yeah.
Right. You're in Minnesota, right?
Well, I'm in Wisconsin, but everything is in the Twin Cities for me because I live right by the Twin Cities.
Right.
So.
Right.
All right, I got another question for you guys. We're going to start a debate here. Not a big one, probably.
Debate.
Yeah. Pow.
Oh shit! I hate these.
If you could pick only one.
Oh come on! Don't do that.
I know it's so hard, man. I could pick 4, but you can only pick one.
Tetris.
Tetris?
No question.
I'm thinking that too. Fuck, that's really hard though.
Wow.
Can you read them out? I can't. I'm having trouble reading some of them.
Okay, what row do you want me to read out?
Second and third.
Second and third row. You've got Castlevania. You've got Ninja Turtles arcade game. Ninja Gaiden 2. Final Fantasy. Dr. Mario. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Third row. Star Tropics. Chippendale. Rescue Rangers. Power Glove Ball, I think. That's a weird title to be in there. That had to be used with the Power Glove, I believe.
Yeah, I can go.
Mario and Duck
I can go.
And The Adventures of Link and Rad Racer. I'm torn between Simon's Quest 2 and A Link to the Adventures of Link. Very different game than the first Zelda, but I loved that, man.
I'm going Batman. The Batman.
That game was hard. That game was very hard.
Yes, it was.
Jeff.
No, I know. But still going the Batman. I was also younger then.
I'm really having a hard time with this.
I'm not. I already know mine.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to go Simon's Quest 2 because of the sounds and the music.
It's like when my first, just like SRTBULL, my first console was Nintendo, and the first game that came out of the box was Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers.
Exactly.
And so that's always like, I mean, I used to be in school just like, oh my God. And then I can't wait to get out of school. And I would just go, shut up!
It's about as retro as you can get, man. I love original Mario and Duck Hunt, man. It's awesome.
I don't think I can start with that one.
Matter of fact, good Lord, where's it at?
Say when I was a little kid, I'd get pissed off at that dog giggling at me.
You know that player 2 can actually control the dog, and I had no idea.
I didn't
really?
know that either.
Yeah.
I did not know that. My brother would have that controller too. I thought he was just messing around. Apparently,
I had no idea.
You can control that dog a little bit. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Right on. I saw this tweet by Retro Jonesy, and I thought it was so funny and so correct. He says, I got my mags out of the basement, and my wife goes, normal men would have a different kind of magazine.
Yeah,
I
so
totally
true.
prefer they had these. Just saying.
I was the same. I had loads of PlayStation magazines just stacked up about like literally nearly taller than me at
I
the
had
time.
the Nintendo
so
ones. Damn, I miss gaming magazines.
Heck yeah, man.
The
I miss the
original
demos. Like
Yeah.
the last good demo disc I got from any magazine had Parappa the Rapper on it, and I think Tony Hawk and something else.
What?
Yeah, I used to love those
pole
demo
position.
discs.
Tony Hawk was a good jam. I enjoyed
Oh.
that.
Pole position was my arcade. That was the one I used to run into, Twisted Barber, and
Pole position?
yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Now
recall
it's-
this game.
It is a car game.
Car racing, yeah.
It's a car racing game.
Oh,
It was
that's why I
actually-
suck at those.
It was also an 80s cartoon. Pole position.
No, don't sing
I
that.
don't
That's so
remember
weird.
that.
Oh gosh.
That's also what my wife told me the other night.
nice.
No, let me stop.
Somebody got this. We'll read the tweet in just a second, but somebody got this 2 years ago.
Wow.
And it looks like the real pinball machine. It looks refurbished, but it looks amazing. Look at
Yes,
that.
it does.
Oh my God.
That's
Wow.
gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
What do you
man.
mean they got it? Like they
They-
ordered it or they
Yeah, or they
found
purchased
it, or-
it. So,
Okay.
oh, look at that.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
I like that a
Use the
lot.
force.
That's really cool. But yeah, Osrit Tro Gamer. Whoa, this baby arrived 2 years ago on this day. Ray is going to be playing some Star Wars pinball on, was it Luna, Ray?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is
Can everyone
Luna?
remember the first pinball they played? Like what theme it was? Like mine was like the Addams Family. That
Oh
was
my
the first pinball
God.
machine I ever played.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. First pinball.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
I can't even
Good
remember.
question.
remember.
Shock the panel.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
think of my
so
first
many.
arcade cabinet, but I can't remember the first pinball because I probably. Oh man.
I don't remember
Yeah,
my first game, but I know exactly where I was when I was playing it. I can picture it right now in my head.
Where were you at?
At the arcade, it was called the
Arcade.
Jungle Hut.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I wish
Yeah.
I could remember my first game. My memory is terrible though. So I just gosh, what is everybody's first game? Can everybody
Well,
else remember
I mean,
that?
handheld. Can we
No.
say a handheld game?
Now this was almost retro by the time I got to play it, but Illusions on I said it earlier. I'm having a brain fart. But Illusions, yeah, on was it the Commodore?
Space Invaders.
But
Yeah.
Space
Space
Invaders.
Invaders.
My first game was Commodore 64 Chopper Lifter, and I used to do the voiceover. Quick! Get in the helicopter before I leave you. I used to do it was more fun me doing the commentary than actually playing the game. So.
Yeah, my
What
first
was the
game
old
would have
console?
been
Sorry, go ahead.
no. I was gonna say my first game would have been a text-based thing on one of the mainframes that when I
Like
used to go with
Zork
my
or
brother.
something?
Yeah, it would have been a text-based game back on the old VAX mainframes when I used to do stuff with my brother. You know, go to.
I'm
my
surprised
brother
it wasn't
babysit me.
text-based. I'm surprised it wasn't text-based on a stone tablet, Jeff.
No, first grade teacher had Pong set up in the back. So when you did your work and it was
Ooh.
recess, we went in the back and we played Pong. And I was just like, oh my God, this is just the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like everything.
What was the console that you actually put cassette tapes into?
Oh,
Like actual cassettes?
Yeah,
it,
like-
it was audio. You'd put it in.
Instead-
I know it.
Instead
Yeah.
of discs, it was cassettes, and
Yep.
and you played the game on. I don't know how it worked. It was way before I was smart enough to know, but
Huh.
like it was. I think it was before Commodore 64, and I can't like. Was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
ColecoVision or something like? I don't know.
Illusions was on ColecoVision.
I just remember floppy disks.
The
I had a lot
Commodore
of floppy disk
1530,
games.
the
Those things broke so
C2N
easily.
data set, they
Yeah,
call
dude.
it.
There you
I
go.
mean, I'll bring it up for just a second here.
Yeah. There you go.
This thing right here.
Wow,
What
that brings
the
me
hell
back.
is that?
Yeah, you
Oh.
put
Yeah, I had
cassette
one of
tapes
those for my VIC 20 and my Commodore.
What?
I had the little cassette.
I've never heard of
Yeah.
these.
I
Yeah.
never ever. Come on, SPG. You was holding out.
Well, I brought up a lot of strange consoles before, but this is definitely one of them as well. But yeah, it literally, you'd put a cassette tape in, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had that for my VIC 20 and my 64, and I think probably my pet too that I had.
So you think people are upset with downloads and the way things are run now? Imagine if you had to pull out a cassette tape.
Imagine, yeah.
So
People wouldn't even game, man.
Miss SPG asks, what is your most despised retro game that you've played? Like one that would make you throw your controller? I'm going to take her question. I'm going to twist it. What is the most despicable game I've played? When I was younger, I played a game, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it. It's called Spiritual Warfare. It was on the NES. It was so screwed up. You'd like kill people to save their souls because you thought that they were sinners because they'd come out of like the bar and stuff like that. And
that's a dark game.
You're sinners.
And Nintendo is very much like Disney. You know, they're family friendly, so that's very surprising.
No, Disney was what caused my raging as a kid, because I used to try and play Lion King, and know the giraffe scene where the heads tilt. I used to just always fall about. I used to like pray to higher being, God, just let me get past it.
I started to hate it because of that game.
When the monkeys would throw you.
So Disney wasn't very friendly family. I probably broke so many controllers back then. Like,
I actually have a game right now called Hatred, and it's a guy, and you want to talk about despicable? It's about a guy. I just hate everyone, and I just want to kill. And he grabs all his weapons, and he just goes out the door, and he shoots everybody on sight, even everybody, your dog, anybody. And the police come, he shoots the police, he throws grenades, just terrorize a whole neighborhood. This game is very despicable.
Well, Ray, you got another game you'd like to discuss with us, man. I brought it up if you want to talk about it.
What game was that?
I don't remember this.
Oh my God, Bruce Willis Apocalypse.
What the hell is this?
Okay, folks. So the makers of Tony Hawk, Neversoft, actually got Bruce Willis to do the motion cap and the voice for a game called Apocalypse.
There he is.
Yeah, Bruce
getting
Willis.
his mocap.
And
this is old mocap too.
Yeah,
wow.
And it's just that you guys know Bruce Willis has retired from acting because he got a
certain condition.
Yeah, but this game, oh my God, this was 1998, and back then, Bruce Willis, if you guys remember, what was it, was it Moonlighting?
Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd.
Thank you very much. That was a very, very popular show that rocketed him into doing the movies. And I mean, when he did Die Hard, it was a wrap. I mean, he just blew up. But this movie, basically, it's about he's trying to fight the Reverend. The Reverend, it's the apocalypse. It's the end of the world. And he's got to go fight this guy called the Reverend. And so he has to... First, he's in jail, so he's got to fight to get out of jail, and then he has to go fight like 4 different types of monsters, or the 4 apocalypse guys, and they send in all these traps and monsters and stuff, and it's kind of like a cyber world as well. But you hear him do all these punchlines like "strap on, let's get ready," and all these like voices and stuff, but.
That should have became a meme, right?
Okay, and my roommate, when I saw this, I just thought my roommate brought this game. He never returned it to me,
Oh, he didn't return it.
Never gave it back to me. Yeah.
So you never beat it, huh?
Yeah.
Jeff,
there was a game that
those graphics though.
Yeah. This was on the PlayStation 1, folks.
I gotta find this game. I gotta find this game and play it.
PlayStation 1 was a great time because, like, back then I was like just involved in like Micro Machines, Aladdin, and all like platforms I used to play. But there was a fighting game called Thrill Kill, and it was just so sadistic and gory and like bondage. It actually got banned.
Yes,
I didn't even know the game got banned, but I was playing.
Yes.
Yeah,
a
what's
serial
that
killer
called?
game. Thrill Kill.
Thrill kill? Yeah, you were literally a serial killer and you killed people in multiple ways. The more gory, the more points and stuff.
And I never think, like, from a kid, I never just, like, I was playing Mortal Kombat with a few bit blood splashes. And I thought, going to this game, I never went back. But then every time I talk to people, like, did you ever play that game, Thrill Kill, and think it was harmless fun? They were like, no. And then I only realised, as I grew up, it was actually a banned game stripped away from Sony. But
Wow.
Oh my god.
Riddick was a good game too. Yeah, that scene that you were showing, that's him trying to get out of prison.
Yep. Yeah, it showed him get
He doesn't
locked
want
up.
the world. He doesn't want the world to end, and he's the only body who can stop the apocalypse. And the Reverend.
Okay, Holtz.
Oh no!
Thrill kill.
Yeah.
We're gonna see
Right.
how disturbing this game is.
It already looks disturbing.
I used to go Cletus, the cannibal.
What
the
the
hell?
hell? On stilts?
That looks like Jeff on OnlyFans.
It's like straight out of somebody's nightmare.
That was my favourite character, Cletus with the leg. And I used to just
What the hell?
whack them up.
With the sticks for legs, the stilts?
What the hell?
It was
How can he
gory. So
fight with that tight thong on?
And this isn't the game. This isn't the
There was
game I was thinking of. There's one where you're like a clown face serial killer wandering the streets killing people.
Oh,
are you talking about
no, thank
Manhunt?
you.
Manhunt?
Man,
No.
was it Manhunter?
That one got banned as well, didn't it? So,
I
but
believe
this one
so.
was very, very violent. It was banned. So I was playing like Soul Calibur or Mortal Kombat back in the day, and this game just was so revolutionary. I believe back then with higher age ratings than it should, and Sony got rid of it. So I'm the only one that actually talks about it. Everyone's like, are you sure you were playing PlayStation 1 back then? Because back then they had Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. Are you sure that was actually on that platform? I was like, clearly it was. So
I gotta find that game.
Hey Jeff, there seems to be like music picking up in your background.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
You're right.
You know,
Yeah,
Jeff,
that's my
The elevator
Jeff,
music.
it was 99% done, and Sony writ it off. So it was said at the time it was, you know, it had bondage, it had, you know, cynical kills. It was just too gory.
Dude, let me.
This is the one.
I
That was
actually
super
beat.
gory.
I
Yeah,
beat
this is Manhunt. I'm sure this is Manhunt. This is Rockstar.
Yeah, this is by Rockstar. I actually beat this game, man. And I guess you're a prisoner and you got executed, but you wake up and they give you another chance. And
Looked like he was in a mental ward or something.
people hunt you down. There's a guy, you know, it was cool.
Oh,
He
that's
had
crazy. No, thank you.
If you had headphones on, you have a guy that's talking to you. Kill. Strike.
Oh
him,
yeah,
walk
in your
up,
head. Yes.
yeah. Kill him now.
See, what's so funny about these games is at the time, I really, really enjoyed it. But now getting older, I'm like, oh my God, who would actually play them type of games? It's just sick now. Oh.
Dude,
I cringe at everything.
Get him. Boom.
Yeah,
Oh, I
look at
remember
that.
when they were trying to ban freaking GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
silly. I think.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
But
you can,
GoldenEye
Temple
was
with
the first
bag.
game that had like real faces projected into it, though. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it. But
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah, like they had real digitized faces in it. But anyway, yeah, this game was banned too, or whatever.
Well, dude, oh my God, you had basically, and then I can smell the itch in your pants, boy.
That's
Come on
crazy.
out.
Yeah, it is definitely a very, very, very strange title.
You can actually play the original Manhunt on Xbox 360.
Well, another game that I used to play back in the day was Die Hard Trilogy. And I remember just driving around in the car or the ice cream truck, just having a good joyride. And then when I look back, it was very cynical because if you put it in first person view, you used to splat on the window. And now I look back and think, bloody hell, what was I playing?
I have
And
that.
this is before Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that.
I have both of them. Die Hard Trilogy and Die Hard Trilogy 2. I played them both on my Friday Night Retro stream. I don't think I ever put it in first person. Now I'm going to have to try that.
Die Hard's a lot of fun, and I like the Nakatomi Tower bit, from the first game.
The only problem?
The first movie.
Only problem is it doesn't save.
Oh, really?
It doesn't save. So when you die, you have to start all over again. because there's no save function.
That's
So
that's
So
what's
spoiled
not
with
hard.
save
for
files
you
now.
guys, you
Right.
guys who've watched me play it,
Not
you
hard.
see me get so far, then I'm right back at the very beginning
No,
again. So
But that's how we got good at games back in the day without memory cards.
Exactly.
We actually keep on repeating it. We got better
Yes.
and better. Now I'm a big baby. I need waypoints. I need to get someone to hold my hand to get me through the level.
Yeah.
But back then I used to just keep on grinding, and you're a master.
Okay,
at it,
I've been
but-
playing this game called, and I just found this out, and I feel really stupid for just figuring this out. But there's a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance, and
it's a
the
good game.
only way you can save the game is with a drink called Savior Schnapps. But at the bottom of the screen, when you hit pause, it says save and exit. You can save the damn game and exit it. You just can't save while you're in the game unless you lay down in a bed or whatever. But man, that messed me up. You could, and the reason I bring it up is because you can play an hour, and if you forgot to save, it's all gone. Like
Well,
it's,
one game that really messed me up was Metal Gear Solid 2. And at the end, all the codecs glitch and it goes, Jack, you've played too much. You need to turn off and switch off. It's all right. Press reset now. And I leaned over and pressed reset. And then nothing happened. I was like, no, you've been duped. I'm like, damn game again.
Yeah.
that's worse than your little brother going, hey, jump down that hole with Mario, you get a free guy. Like, that's worse than that. The game did it to you.
Sucker.
I'm picturing people saying in chat, hit Control F4 to get cheats or
Yeah.
get extra loot or whatever.
I did that once, only
Same
once.
troll.
Yeah.
Imagine being trolled by a game.
But
Yeah,
you have
no
played
doubt.
games now where you accidentally fall down holes and you go, wait there, found something secret. But if someone
Yeah.
told you to do it, you're like, I'm not stupid. I would never do that.
Nah, man.
I've learned my
Bro,
lessons.
I used to go to GameFAQs to get codes and stuff, or
Oh,
just
yeah.
and somebody would have this button hit up, down, left, right, B, 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 A, and like an idiot, I'm like, hey, this code doesn't work, sucker. Yeah.
Spelled it out for you.
Well, I used to go to a website called Cheats and Codes, say about 97, and the school I used to go to never used to, it was very limited on paper and ink. But I used to go to after school club and I used to print off all the codes and cheats I needed, and I used to have a big huge folder full of stuff. So how come there's no ink or paper? It was me actually walking away with.
My boss chewed me out because I used to do that. And my boss and the thing would just take all the ink.
But you never knew. Some of these games, like, okay, Duke Nukem, this, and I was just taking back sheets and sheets of paper just in case I ever got the game. I need that sheet. Because back then, they weren't doing level skips or big head modes, or they were fun cheats, weren't they? They never really broke the game.
There were awesome cheats, and a lot of games gave you cool posters too. But I can say the only poster I had on my wall was, I think, the GTA 3 map, so I could see the city.
Steven, did you like the fighting games that were like up, down, or did you just like a one button or two buttons and boom, you just do something?
No, I came from the arcade days where you have to move the joystick a certain way into a half moon and press certain buttons. So it was never like it was never like a certain. And back then it was never like square, triangle. It was always like the mad stuff here. So I missed the days of going back to actually using a stick and 6-button presses and stuff like that.
Like the fatality moves on Mortal Kombat, they were all joystick and button combinations, and it was always half moons or triangles or whatever on the joystick.
Well, that's how I made friends back in the place I used to go to, because I used to go to, like, someone was playing, someone was playing one, I used to join being player two, and we used to play, and it was the love for gaming that actually made me friends for the weekend, of talking about, like, Mortal Kombat, for example. And then back then it was just, you just sit back and used to watch other gamers play it, and you're like, wow, you're so good, because your money ran out and you only had a certain set allowances. But it was still cool to constantly watch or talk to other gamers.
We got a couple questions in chat.
Yeah, here's one. Go ahead, Mr.
Well, Griefers Crew says, who's the most famous person in the gaming community you have met? Does it have to be in person? Can it be online?
It could be online.
Wes Johnson, the voice of Sheogorath in the Silver Shroud. Sheogorath being from Elder Scrolls, the trickster god. And
But the Silver Shroud from Fallout 4, though?
Yep. And
Nice.
he's he does a lot of different voices. He's actually part of Fallout for Hope that we were talking about earlier.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome. They did a rendition of A Christmas Carol, and he was Ebenezer Scrooge for it, and it was like the whole thing was a fundraiser, and oh my gosh, it was fantastic. He's very talented.
Well, SPG, you know who I interviewed?
Oh, yeah.
Igor from Valhalla. He also played on The Last Kingdom, Magnum. Awesome, dude. You don't mind if I drink some fucking wine, do you? Oh, no. Go right ahead.
So you're a Viking. You do whatever you
Wait
want.
a minute. I am not drinking alone. Go get you a shot right now. What do you have? I got some whiskey. Go get it. Go get it now. I'll wait. And this was a pre-interview, and I went to your health. You know, we was drinking, and then I also interviewed the guy that acted. Jackie from Cyberpunk, but also the main character in the Ghost of Tsunami, Dice. And cool dude,
Jackie.
Really cool. Yes, Jackie was cool. He gave me the book. He autographed the book, sent it to me, and
show it to us, Ray. If it's anywhere near you, sir.
Well, all I want to say is I want to meet some famous Viking that goes, Holt, get your drink right now. I want to be that person.
Did you throw the glass on
Look
the ground
at
and add another when you were done?
Yeah, man, look at that.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty badass.
Jackie Wells. Show the cover, Ray.
Cyberpunk.
It's awesome, dude.
And this guy, she's awesome. Here, once again.
Nice.
You guys have got cool stuff. Fallout 76, I've got like a Doctor Strange 2 merch. That's all I've ever got. Look.
That's still pretty cool.
That's amazing. So Holt, have you ever met anyone famous in the gaming community at all?
In my dreams. That's
in
it.
Your dreams? Mine too. How about you, SRTBULL?
No, I've never met anybody in person. No, I mean, one of my goals in my YouTube career is to end up at, either TwitchCon or something along those lines so that I can meet some of these people hopefully one day. But not to disparage the people that I have met, because the actual developers behind what I'm doing, they're plugin developers and people like that. They're my stars. And so I've interacted with them quite a bit online. They don't see their celebrity status, but we all do. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. Absolutely. Ray, I got something else to bring up that you shared with me, sir, and I want you to explain this to me. Now, I know this much about this, and you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But
oh, God damn you. No.
Yeah, tell us.
RC10. Oh, my God.
What would you do with these, Ray? Is that a remote control car? Is it a gas car? What the hell is this?
The RC10 was a gas car, man. So my dad, I was a military brat, and we were stationed on the island of Guam, which was in the Pacific. And my dad used to go to Japan, and he brought me back a remote control car. And all the kids in their neighborhood, we had a hobby shop. We would go and we would buy the wheels, the gears. You built it. You actually built the car, put it together, and you had a gun. It looked like a gun with a steering wheel with the antenna, and you would control it. And they had a track, and we used to go down. Oh my God, this is
wow.
Man, now I miss my car.
You're gonna go buy a car, Ray.
I miss my car. Yeah,
well, Ray, that's a great experience, because back then when I used to do remote control racing, you go further than a meter. And then you lost signal, so you had to run after the bloody car. That's how I might as well pushed it. But you're like that, customization, tracks and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, why is that kid running? Well, he's keeping up with his car.
Honestly, you go to the hobby shop, you could buy the gears, the servers, even the motor. They had motors that you would even make your car go fast. And I just remember me and my dad, we would go down to the track, and he would teach me how to control the car. And then I remember when he handed it to me, now damn it, that car is expensive, boss, so take it easy. And man. And I remember my friend, there was a blue truck called the Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot.
Frogger. Yeah, there was all these, I used to get the magazines, and it had all the different RC cars in it. This was huge, folks, back in
these
in
are
the
cool.
80s.
They're in depth, man. As Sierra was just mentioning, that it looks like you got to maintenance them like regular cars almost. All the moving parts and
Yeah.
So was the magazine about the car, or do you actually get parts? Was it like a subscription you should subscribe every week?
It was both. It was both. Man, it was just like, oh my god. There was also RC boats and RC airplanes too, but the RC10 was it was by a company called Team Associate, and they made some of the best art. There's oh my god, car action! Oh my god, they made some of the best. Bigfoot RC. You remember Bigfoot RC Twist? Oh my god, I had a friend that had Bigfoot, but RC10 was like the top of the cars. It won a lot of races and stuff.
Do you know what? I wish I subscribed to something cool like that, because when I used to subscribe to stuff, it was usually like colour magazines, and I even never got the right correct colours to colour in the cartoon characters. And there's you with all these fancy parts, and I'm like, damn, I wish we had that over here.
Yeah.
To do cool stuff.
That car came in parts. You had to build that.
Yeah.
I would still want to do that.
And you could pay somebody to build it, or you could buy it whole. But the fun was just you.
That building it would be the best part.
You and your dad just sitting there building it. And I remember this kid had a car called the Samurai, and his dad first time turning it on, it went backwards. He put the gears and stuff backwards. It had the car going backwards and stuff like that.
Son, that's called inverted.
But dude, we had the beach, so we would take our cars down and we would drive it on the beach. They built an actual park where you could drive right next to the skate park, and we would take our cars down there, and they had a track so you could race other cars and stuff. And
that's cool.
Yeah,
I got into the planes that were kind of like this, Ray. Like the ones that are actually on a string that has a gas motor, and then ones that you had to remote control that had they get really in depth, man.
That's something I've always wanted to get into, is remote control planes and helicopters and stuff. Yeah.
Like a license.
I got to use real.
Look at the shocks, the springs and stuff, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
Really needed those the terrain, like they were off-road RC cars. And so you needed the wheels in the front to be kind of skinny, and then the wheels in the back to be
for traction,
traction and stuff. And oh my god, I'm getting teary-eyed. Memory mix.
The only thing I ever seen that was like customizable and you painted them was them sort of Warhammer figures. I think they were very popular.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did anyone else ever do them, or?
I never did. I
There's
knew
a
once
Warhammer store down the street from me, and I took my son. I got actually a thick book with all the characters and stuff that you paint and stuff. And I was trying to get my son into that, but he was like, "Man, Fortnite." I was like, "Okay, all right."
My hands shake, so I can never do that. Like
the little precision
intricate
painting.
Yeah, no way. Like people do like the miniatures and stuff like that. I don't know how you do that. Like that's just crazy.
I'm not terrible. I'm the person with the big fat brush that goes red.
Yeah.
There you go. You're red. You're blue.
That's me too. A buddy of mine, he does 3D printed little figures for D&D and stuff, and he'll take
Cody.
time.
I know
and
Cody
paint them
does some stuff like that.
I couldn't do it.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that, dude. Yeah, I didn't know you was gonna do that, but yeah, good memories, man. RC cars and video games and skateboarding and BMX was huge in the 80s.
Did RC stand for race cars?
Remote control.
Oh, not race cars. Okay, I thought you were setting a craze there.
Now we got something interesting to show, at least. There's a couple of new games coming out, and not for a current console. We have a new Sega Genesis horror game coming called Sacred Line 2, due for a physical release in 2022.
Physical release?
Wow.
It's incredible. But it looks
why?
Cool.
I mean, it sounds awesome, but I mean, it would be more awesome if it was on more than one system, because like who still has the Genesis?
Yeah, like, where would you even find a Genesis?
Excuse me.
He's got one probably.
Is it still usable? Or is it decoration, or is it plugged in?
What's that?
Your Sega
Genesis.
Bro.
I've played my Sega Genesis on my
Jeff, he does play Sega. I watched him get obliterated almost. Well, you can't really be obliterated, but he was having trouble playing Sonic.
Aw.
Love Sonic.
Dropping
Yeah, I
his
love
rings.
Sonic, man.
It was Sonic 2.
The best thing I've ever seen in my life is a Sonic bus pulled up years ago when Sonic 2 got released, and they were inviting all the gamers to come in, and the whole bus was retrofitted with the Mega Drives, and you actually played, and you were like, oh yeah, now go and tell your parents that Sonic 2, the game's out. But I just remember being blown away, going, how did he put the screens and the Mega Drive all in this bus? There must be 20 of them upstairs and downstairs. It was
That's
one of the best
crazy.
things.
Shout out to Kevin's in the chat, but they for my bachelor, when I was getting married, he rented like a hotel room, a nice hotel room, and I brought my Nintendo, my Sega Genesis, and some other stuff, and we hooked it up to TVs. And you had all we were playing games and stuff like that until the the real entertainment came later, but that's what we were doing, man. We were playing retro games.
And when the proper entertainment come, Ray's like, no, I'm playing pole position, go away.
No, when the proper entertainment showed up, they played as player 2.
This game gives me Outer Worlds, or whatever that game for Sega was called, man. Outer World, maybe?
Yeah.
A guy gets sucked into his computer, and then you've got a side-scrolling, like, semi-RPG kind of.
Outer World. And there was also Flashback and Outer World.
Was it Flashback? I think you're right, Ray. That is probably what I'm thinking of. I'm going to Google it real quick.
You guys might actually help with this, because
both games were similar.
when I used to play games, there used to be like the cartoons that used to be run alongside the sort of game release. It's like Mario Bros. And stuff like that. But I remember this Nintendo cartoon that actually had the actual Game Boy, and he had a red and white jacket, and he actually had the game gun.
Yes.
And
This is not the game that's just being. This isn't the game that's being released. But this is the game that it reminds me of.
Oh my god, dude!
It's got to be 8-bit, yeah.
Let me tell you, I remember going to the store and getting this game, and loading it up, and playing it.
Did you get frustrated with it right away, or?
I sure did. I couldn't do the leap. I couldn't do this. Oh, look at that! I oh my god.
Yeah. Now, if you didn't know you could jump there, you would have never done that. Like some of this game is really hard to figure out, but if you do know it, it's a lot of fun, and it's actually a really cool side-scrolling adventure.
Yeah,
it absolutely is.
It reminds me of Jurassic Park. Was kind of like running and jumping and leaping.
Yeah, a little bit like this.
Yeah, Contra. He's even Mario. This is Mario.
Look at that.
Basically, yes.
Dude, this was like this game was another game that was kind of like ahead of its time. It was like one of those like. It was on Sega and Super Nintendo. Flashback, 1993. That's when I got my first apartment.
And this is literally a whole playthrough. So this game from start to finish would be a couple hours if you knew exactly what to do and where to go. So pretty interesting, man.
Well, it's 93, so you could obviously go to YouTube and watch somebody play it, right?
Yeah, right.
We're so spoiled now, you know?
Yeah.
I'm one of them gamers that even though I jump over the edge and I know you're not supposed to go that way, I'll still try for another 2 hours. Oh, nearly.
You know, what's really funny about that is I'll do the same shit. Like in Kingdom Come Deliverance, they make you struggle. So like when you start the game, you suck at everything. If you pick up a stick, you're going to hurt yourself with it before you hurt somebody else. Like you got to swing it 1,000 times to get better at stuff. So when you play the game, there's other options or avenues for you to take if you're good at them, but you suck at everything. So I like maxed my character out. Now I'm playing through the game, trying stuff you're not supposed to. Like they're like, you know, you fight more than one person at a time and you get murked. Like, cause it's like real life. You get surrounded, you're dead. But just, I don't know. So much fun, man.
I'm watching the videos on Steam right now. Like it actually looks like a really good game.
Oh, of Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
A good game.
It's an amazing game. You got to learn to lockpick. You got to, I mean, like everything is tied to a stat that you can increase.
Were you playing that on Stadia?
No, it's not a Stadia game. It's on GFN and it's on Steam though.
Oh,
and PlayStation, PS4. I think you can get it for like $10 with all the DLCs. But it's not a game for everyone because it's not like save the world stakes. It's literally like Game of Thrones type stuff that, you know, like intrigue and stuff. It's really neat though. And there's really cool combat. It's all first person, and you have to learn to block or you die, stuff like that. But what's interesting though is once you have a maxed out character, you can go to some of these levels where you're supposed to go infiltrate a camp and report back for an army to come in and kill them all. Well, I killed everyone at the camp, picked up like 4,000 pounds worth of gear that I wasn't supposed to have, and then went and sold it. It's just an amazing game. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. And archery, there's no reticule on the screen. So you're literally looking down the end of your fist. Like, it's really neat.
Wow.
But yeah, I've dumped 17 days worth of, or probably worth of time into that game.
SPG.
Yeah.
I got a game for you. It's a home invasion game called Fears of the Phantom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Here, I'll put it in private for you. But
all right. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, home alone and someone's trying to break into the house.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
there was me actually thinking it was like Home Alone, but he set up traps to trap the phantom ghost. I was like, that sounds a bit interesting there.
Matter of fact, I would play a remake or a new Home Alone version where you get to like bash people as they're coming into your house. That would be awesome.
Here you go. Here's a video of somebody playing it. I'm going to put it in right now for you. There you go.
All righty. Got to do it correctly, you know. So, how did you find this game, Ray?
You know what? Somebody mentioned something about Despicable Games. My son is like, this is who he wants to grow up to be. He idolizes this guy right here.
This guy?
Yep. All he does is he plays all these crazy games.
Let's give him a proper shout out.
Yes.
Fears to Fathom, Home Alone, Markiplier.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's huge.
Yes, sir.
So basically it's a home invasion game.
So what, you got to like wait for people to come try to ransack your house? And
I think so. Yeah. My son, I'm like, what the hell are you watching?
I was going to say, I hope it's not teaching people how to invade homes, because that'll be another game that gets canceled.
No doubt.
Joe, as long as the game allows you to put spiders on people's faces, because in Home Alone, that was one of the best moments in my life, watching Marv get the spider on his face. Yeah. So if I can play a game and just keep on going, this is what you get for getting my house and put a spider on it.
So your mom left you some lasagna. You know, just make sure you take care and watch the house. And you got somebody trying to break in. You're alone.
A lot of dark areas in this.
Yeah.
Dude,
this is your house. Turn the lights on, man.
Yeah, no doubt. It ain't so
oh my God! Nope. No, thank you.
Well, these days walking into people's houses, all you have to do is ask the assistant to turn lights on.
How is he doing that with his eyes?
Like
That's so creepy.
I see why your son likes him so much. That looks like a creepy game, though. What was that ghost game you were playing, Ray, the other night? What was that called?
Oh my God, ghost game? You talking about Blood Hunt or
no? You're like walking around with a flashlight or something.
Oh, Phasmophobia.
How is that?
Yes, that game. Let me tell you something. So you can actually talk into your microphone and talk to the ghost. So you're driving in the truck with your crew, and there's 4 people, and you have all your different, your cross, your spirit box, your flat, your special blue lights, all these different stuff to catch a ghost. You get the name of the ghost. You actually say the ghost. So let's say it's Jeff Jefferson. Hello, Jeff Jefferson. And there's different types of ghosts. There's nice ghosts to ghosts that will kill you on the spot. So you want to try and last in the apartment and get as much evidence so you can guess what type of ghost it is. Get a picture of the ghost, get some fingerprints, get some evidence, and you get points and stuff.
How does a ghost leave fingerprints?
Hey,
just a question. I don't know. I've never played the
different types of ghosts. Hey, they sometimes leave bones.
Well, it's that blue light. They leave ectoplasm around. So
that's what he calls it.
So Kevin, myself, and
spooky.
Andrew will play And then Certified Doc is actually in VR. So we got one guy that's playing the game in VR, and then all the rest of us were playing on our PCs and stuff like that. But the ghost sometimes will lock the door, and then you'll see his hands grab you. You're in a prison.
I can't
You're at
imagine
a
that
camping
VR.
ground.
Ugh,
You're in
that's
someone's
creepy.
apartment, and you'll hear, and you can actually hear, "Leave my house." There's also a book, "Hi, Jeff, could you please write something in my book?" "Get the fuck out."
Why won't you let me rest in peace, Ray?
Oh, Andrew says he's going to be doing VR soon. Yeah, Andrew, he's actually a hell of a good player, but I'm usually either me or Kevin. We end up being dead. End up dead. I'm trying to run.
It's hard to play like this, Ray.
Yeah.
Play like this,
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's also a vest that you can wear. You can actually feel them hit you. You can. So if you're in VR, you can actually.
Or whatever.
You can have them like somebody touch you. So yeah.
Ray's only doing that. He thinks it's the Ghostbuster scene that he's after.
And I just can't wait until it's like the Matrix, where I'm like, hey, I want to know Kung Fu, and they just download it into your brain.
Hey, brother, that's coming up. That's coming, man.
Yeah, SPG,
working on it right now.
You think you want that until someone actually beats the living hell out of you, and the next day you're all bruised and sore.
No, you know what would happen? They would put it in my head, and I'd go, I know Kung Fu. I'd do a kickflip, and then I'd like tear my everything. And I'd just like land in a pile and scream.
So I know I have health issues. I have EDS. So like I'm hypermobile and my joints just suck. But I tore my ACL doing the hula hoop on Wii Fit.
Wow.
So yes, you can hurt yourself with games.
Both my sons have EDS. They can bend their fingers all sorts of weird, stupid ways.
Yeah, you got to be able to like.
Yeah. My sons. Yeah, my son. Both my sons. Yeah, my sons can do crap like that. Yeah.
Hey. We have a lot in common, Miz Tracey.
I can't.
What's that movie? Winchester or the Win? So there's the Winchester Mansion in San Jose where there's a
the house,
yes, the short.
Where they kept building because they didn't want to anger the spirit.
Me and my wife went there, and I'm gonna tell you, it is very, very scary. I got left in a room, and I'm like, then you just see pictures of this old lady, the short lady that built the house.
Yep,
it's creepy.
She held it. She's the Winchester gun like heir or whatever, and she built a house, and she did a seance, and they told her, hey, there's a lot of spirits that died from your weapons, and to make them happy, just keep building, keep changing the house. So like construction never ended at the house.
No, and we went to me and my wife, we walked into every room in that place, and
there's stairs leading nowhere.
Yeah, there's doors that are like you open the door and there's a wall, right?
Yep.
Wow, look at this house.
It's incredible.
You couldn't pay me to sleep there or stay there for the night. I wouldn't do it.
Of course, them stairways go somewhere. Don't be stairway to heaven, stairway to hell. Perfect.
Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting. I love all that kind of stuff. And we have a new Nintendo game coming out too. This kind of reminded me of Bionic Commando a little bit, which is one of my favorite
That's how you do it
types.
for the
Good
NES
game.
and the Switch.
Binders or Binder's Tale coming later this year for the NES and Switch.
Wow.
Now, when you say Switch, does it mean Switch Online?
Yes, I guarantee that's what it means. And that other game that's coming out for Sega, you might not. I mean, you have to buy the physical copy, but I'm sure a ROM will appear somewhere in the wilds eventually for that one. Absolutely. But that looks really, really cool.
I still have my NES and I bought brand new games to play with it, and it still plays.
I traded my NES for an N64.
Do you have a Game Shark for your NES?
Sure, yes, I do.
I did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep, Game Shark.
I've actually showed that last. I think I showed that last week or the last show. I was showing all my
cheater stuff.
I love bringing up the I'm having a brain fart. Not the Game Shark, the other one. Galoob made it.
Game Genie.
Game
I said
Genie.
Game Genie.
Yeah.
I
Game
always
Genie was
bring up
before the Game Shark.
Yeah. Well, I bring up the Game Genie because Canada got it first. Nintendo, with it, people were worried about Nintendo suing them in America, and so we got it late. But yeah, loved the Game Genie as well. Never made any of my own codes though. Never did that.
You know the person who made, the people who made Game Shark, are they the same ones that made the website Game Shark cheats?
They got to be
Probably.
connected, I'm sure.
I would assume, yeah.
Somewhere there's a connection somewhere. I remember they had the parent lock for the NES. They would like kids would not do their homework. They rather play video games, so they bought a tool that you can lock the damn NES that you couldn't put a game in. It had a lock on it.
No, we didn't need that in my house. My mum and dad used to just turn the electricity off to the second floor, and that was it.
Mine would just hide the controllers.
My dad, I used to crank that up, and my dad would come in, turn that down. I turn it down, then I turn it back up.
Yeah, here you go, Ray. This is what you're talking about. It's like the boot, but it's for the Nintendo.
Bro, oh my God. Yep.
Oh my God.
No kidding.
Let's see if I can get the picture up a little bit.
You ain't getting in there tonight, boy.
It's a boot.
Yep.
There was times I actually think I used to try and trick my parents by putting a blanket over the telly, and I used to play my consoles, but then the light used to just reflect through the blanket. So my dad's like, I can still see you playing games. Like that. I'd never get away.
Just
Start
last
warming
night.
up under that blanket. TVs got warm back in the day.
Oh yeah. Just last night I heard my kid, and I know he was cursing himself because he was supposed to be in bed and he knocked over a whole bunch of shit downstairs, and I could tell he was up playing games.
Yeah.
Yep. This here is a photograph of a master lock that prevents children from playing video games, and not the boot. I'm thinking of the steering wheel thing. What was that called? Damn it.
The club. You're talking about the club.
Yes.
The club. Yeah.
It's like the club, but it's
Oh, it says right there, the lock, a steel shape, U-shape that calls to mind the steering wheel club.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What a strange peripheral.
That is.
Yeah, really.
That's funny you said that. Last night I heard something going on in my son's room when I was streaming, and I said, what in the world's going on in his room? He had his Chromebook under the covers, and he had and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah, what's he doing? Oh no.
You're like, what website did I leave open on that?
Yeah.
It was legit. He was playing a video game.
That's good.
But
well, it was funny because when I used to play like Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy, I used to think I used to get away with it. Then the batteries used to die. I'm like, oh. Huh? Where else can I get batteries late at night and sneak around the house? I couldn't.
No, I had my dad's special mags with a flashlight with the blanket. I was like,
Yeah, you start pillaging all the remote control batteries and stuff.
Yeah.
The thing we used to do to my dad, and he got so angry all the time. Like if we would break something of his, we would put it back together just enough so the next person that touched it, it would shatter.
Yeah, fall apart.
He'd like touch it and then look at what happened, and we'd be like, "What'd you do, Dad?"
Well, it was always important to actually get downstairs early for watching cartoons, and you stab the remote. And then sometimes my dad used to say, "Did you take the remote to school?" And you go, "Oh crap! I need to take the remote to school because it was that important to keep hold of it."
My dad had this model ship, and it had these strings that would hold the masts and everything. And I went through my fire starter stage. I was like,
fire starter,
and I would light one of the strings, and it would like, oh wow, and it would.
You got your ass beat, didn't you,
bro?
My
dad said, Ray, come over here. What do you see is wrong with the ship? I don't know. It looks like it's been through a fire. Played it out. Yeah, I got my.
Ray, was you the only child?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, so you could have blamed other people, but he knew it was you.
Well, he was the only one that had a fire starter stage.
Yeah.
Normal.
No, my dad blamed me. Who's calling these 1-800-887 numbers, right?
Help for Nintendo.
And I'm like, Dad, it's not me. And it was my sister. It was my sister. And I was like, Dad, I swear it wasn't me. oh, so who was it? Was it your sister? I'm like, Dad, see that time right there? I was at somebody's house. I wasn't here.
Ray, my brother set me up, bro. I made 3. He knew I made 3 calls to Nintendo Power. And this is back when they charged good money for Nintendo Power.
Big bucks.
I called 3 times. My brother proceeded to make like 6 more calls and stay on the phone for a long time trying to figure out a game. I was blamed for all of it.
Yeah,
I was
of
like,
course.
you know.
Well, at least you never called Miss Cleo.
No, I didn't do that.
I did.
Call Miss Cleo. They helped me out.
I used to go into a show.
Was that the psychic? Is that the psychic lady?
Yeah.
Did she
I
tell
used to
you
go
the
into a shop
future?
Yeah,
and buy
So what
milk.
do you
Go ahead, Holt.
future?
no square.
What do you want to know? Sorry, Steve.
I used to go into a shop and actually buy a chocolate bar called Milky Way because on the advertisement packet it actually said win a Sega Genesis Master System, and I went in every day buying these chocolate bars and then actually ringing up the phone line. Hello, can I win? Thinking there was a chance in hell I could actually win a Sega Genesis, and it never happened. But
No
I
dice.
must have ate so many chocolate bars that now when I look at it, I think to myself,
You did not
Still
get
have
the
trauma.
Sega, but you did get diabetes.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Needed that as some serious diarrhea or something.
Yeah, man.
So I was like the kids. I was like the fat kids out of Willy Wonka that needs to. I like Milky Way.
I want more.
I want my Sonic. Give me my Sonic now.
All right, here's this tiny arcade machine, man, and this is kind of pricey as well.
What?
Yikes.
Yeah,
Nope. Sorry. Nope.
Why would you spend that much on something so small?
it's got
For
a
that much,
little,
it better
that's
be
what you
good.
said.
got a little memory card, looks like, or an SD card reader slot. It's got a detachable controller, but I'm going to show you the video. This is why I brought it up. I thought this was cool. I think it's a gimmick, okay, but it did look cool. If I can get this damn video.
There you go.
Check this thing out. Watch what he does with the screen here. Now, it's probably plastic, and it probably breaks easy, my guess. But look at that screen.
What?
Why?
You see what he just did with that?
But
Yeah.
why?
I think certain games can be played on it that way.
Oh, look at that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but didn't Nintendo release something similar for like the Zelda anniversary? It was like very small, and you just played
It was a
2-3
clock.
games.
Yeah, it was also a clock. I saw that.
Yep. But that's
Shout
very
out to,
interesting.
We got some more people in here. Shout out to Purple Haze, Primo,
Purple Haze.
what? Mr. Urban World.
Let's see, Egret 2 Mini Arcade Cabinet Blue Edition.
Oh, Mr. Open World points out that that's in pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is in pounds.
So that means it's even more over here.
Holy. And this looks like a 78% left. They must have certain amount of stock. It doesn't
Well,
look
look.
Maybe
You
it's a
get this
pre-order.
wonderful black box that it comes in.
It does look pretty fancy, but that's way too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd
it
be
is the same thing.
$510 Canadian.
Oh,
Holy crap.
why not just get a Raspberry Pi, man,
Exactly.
in any screen? I like the way they rotated the screen though, but I think that's probably a gimmick. I don't know how many games you'd like unless you're playing a mobile one. that you
Yeah,
really need to move the
I
screen.
agree with you, Vic. 40 games, that is a ripoff.
Yeah, it's very pricey.
I can't think of a game where changing the aspect ratio like that would be beneficial. Like,
That would
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
like. But why? Because
yeah, why?
doesn't seem like it's necessary. I mean, it's cool.
I remember
I think it's a gimmick.
the hockey football, like the battery operated games. I remember there was like
Hey, Vic.
plastic and put it on there playing hockey. Oh, playing football.
Yeah, 40 games would be a ripoff. I would like
Yeah.
to take a cabinet like that Dragon's Lair one and make it a huge arcade with a whole bunch of stuff in it. You know,
Now
would be-
that I would pay $400 for.
Yeah, I mean, because it's huge and it's.
I mean,
and
I
it's
wouldn't,
got an
but yeah.
awesome. It's got an awesome game. But
I just need to go get a real cabinet and make it a main machine or something. That's probably
The
what I
best
should do.
The best thing I've seen was like a mirror, and it was touch, and you put a Raspberry Pi behind it, but you can actually touch the screen to integrate with the Raspberry
Oh,
Pi.
so it's
and-
touch?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've seen that.
So in the end, you can use it as whatever makeup mirror, shaving mirror, whatever you wanted to. But then you can actually touch it and bring up, your games from the Raspberry Pi. It was amazing.
That's really cool. Primo says 1984 ? The shooter game is a vertical game, right? I think you're right on that. Maybe.
So
but it's weird that they would, because it's probably 1% of the games that are actually loaded on there that you need the screen to move for. So it's kind of weird. Definitely. All right, Jeff, we've made it to your segment, sir. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Kapow!
He's gonna play some music in the elevator music in the background.
It's my dad's music. So, Dracula, the Resurrection. See, I'm not a.
I got that game. I love vampire games, folks. I remember getting that.
I love supernatural stuff, which apparently Mrs. SPG does too.
Yeah, we love supernatural stuff. And just a shout out, this guy needs no help for viewership or anything, but Mr. Ballin, if you like supernatural type stories or just good storytellers in general that will get your heart beating fast with just talking, go check out Mr. Ballin.
Wow,
he's amazing.
I remember this.
That looks incredible for the time it came out.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Well, this is not the actual game. This is just the the
cutscene.
Promo.
They used to do really good cutscenes.
Creepy, cool textures.
Oh my god! Look at that wart. Oh god! That thing squirts on you. Cute. It's over with. It's over with.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, that's cool looking, man.
Those
don't
eyebrows,
suck her
though.
dry, Ray.
What's that?
I said, don't suck her dry.
No.
If you're a vampire, skip that meal.
Definitely.
This looks cool. Is this kind of like a Myst game, Ray?
Yep.
Looks kind of like it.
Yep.
Interesting. I never played this one. I definitely skipped it.
Wait till you see the vampire to see.
Yeah, I was trying to find the vampire.
Creepy.
Very creepy atmosphere.
Oh, look, there you go. Oh, rough. There you go.
Oh!
There you go. Oh, man.
Whoa, those are not anatomically correct.
How do you know they're vampires?
Hey, that's true. They've been around a while, I guess.
I was a bit worried. I was like, are they going to be the good-looking vampires, or are they going to be like the horrid vampires?
Yeah,
I was just checking.
Wow. That's cool, though.
Whoa!
What the heck's she doing cartwheels?
Is it me or is it cold in the room, folks?
Very.
It's a little chilly, yeah.
Yeah,
well, the blood's not flowing, so it's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this game was not for kids.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a little pointy in there.
God, I remember that. Burnout.
May 9th, 2003 for our friend Stephen Burnout Dose. Point of Impact.
Good game.
I love this game. Any game where you don't have to race and just aim at stuff, I really enjoy. But this was actually a racing one, right? What's the one where it's just crashing, Jeff? Or Ray? We talked about this the other day.
Is this Burnout?
Yeah, this is Burnout.
Oh, I love Burnout. I was so good at it. But you see, what happened was this was one of the games where I raged because I used to have skill, getting a multiplier, slow drift. But my twin used to just drive down the centre, do nothing, brake, and chaos used to happen automatically. So
I think this is the game that killed driving games for me.
Oh,
how
really?
they're turning, I would be smashing into that
wall.
wall.
You didn't like the boost?
I'm terrible at driving games. Man.
Oh my god!
This looks just like the original Need for Speed.
It
the
does.
only ones I could do was like Simpsons Road Rage and shit, where you're supposed to crash into stuff.
I was never good at driving games, man.
I would start all over until I got the gold. I didn't.
See, I was that good. The more chaos you can create in a racing game, the more I'm actually that good. The more simulator it is, the more terrible I am.
Oh my god, I remember the level.
Me too.
Look at
if it's arcadey, that's up my alley. But
because if you boost the right way, you could actually hit the corner without actually crashing, and that was the way to get the gold. Well, that's what I thought it was. Good gamers could drive sense of the track, but not me.
That is a classic game right there, Phantasmagoria.
Man, I'm having such memory problems today. What's that survival horror that's like Resident Evil, but it's got Edward Carnby in it? What was that called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
There's like 3 of them. I'm going to have to Google it. Anyway, Jeff, go ahead, and we're going to go to the next one.
Jeff, Mike.
I don't think you heard me.
Oh, yeah, I have to keep on muting. Jurassic Park. I've never been a fan of the movies, the old ones, the new ones, but I didn't really like this game either from 1994, but I threw it in there for you.
Jurassic Park. Let's see here.
I love those movies.
I love Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah, matter of fact, it was one of my favorite movie-going experiences. I went with my dad, who never goes to movies, and my brother, and it was the first time we experienced.
Wasn't he dropping turds on the guy?
I don't know what they're doing.
This was cinema magic to me, Jurassic Park. I actually told my older brother.
Space Invaders.
I'm getting
This
some
looks like Space Invaders.
Yeah.
With an overlay.
Getting some Amber vibes on this game. I don't know why.
This is on the 3D. Is this a 3DO version? Oh yeah. So this is your 3DO footage. Yeah.
If I would have got this for the 3DO, I think I'd have been a little pissed off, boys and girls. I think so. How about you, Miz Tracey? No, I would have been like, man, I'm not. These aren't fighting dinosaurs. What?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a pirate. What the hell?
Pirate.
Why is there? What?
I have no idea, man. How did that slip through testing?
That's not a pirate. That's Jeff.
Look at that dinosaur is coming out at you.
He's shooting out of. I don't. Okay, this one ain't for me. Go ahead, Jeff.
Sticking with our racing theme, Daytona, USA for the Sega. There's a theme to this week's
huge Sega game.
Yes, huge Sega game.
Yeah, Daytona.
In honor of the F1 being in Miami this weekend.
And this was a huge arcade game as well. Daytona USA and all of those that had the multiple seats and stuff. Look at the Jaggies. There's going to be a bunch of Jaggies in this.
That was all right back then, though.
It was top of the line. And this is the Saturn version, Sega Saturn, I believe. Come on. Here we go.
I've been playing races for like over 30 years plus, and I still haven't got a clue about cars. I just know they go forward and fast.
Yep, I think I enjoyed the Sega Saturn in its brief lifespan, but the Dreamcast was where it was at. Let me tell you. Saturn didn't even have a chance, really. But
when this first come out, this was like the pinnacle of gaming right here. We're looking at the pinnacle of gaming for whatever year that was, 98.
Yeah.
I think roughly that time, it was, for me at that time, was Driver. I can't remember if it was 98 or 99. Did anyone play it on the PlayStation 1?
No.
The Driver series.
Yeah. I played Driver.
What'd you think of that, Ray?
The Driver was cool, but I'm going to tell you what game I liked was The Getaway. And that was... that was my first car game. Like, oh my God, they're driving on the wrong road.
Yeah, the UK one.
The hell is going on? Yes.
Oh, Knights. Yep, I remember that. That was a big title.
Huge. Knights was huge. Sega Saturn.
All right, Jeff. Forsaken?
Oh,
I never played that.
Okay, so this game pissed me off because my friend had it for... my friend had it on... I didn't have it. My friend had it for the Nintendo 64, and it was 4-player split screen. And I got it for the PlayStation or the PC. I got it for the PlayStation, and it was not split. It was not multiplayer.
Oh,
it pissed me off. You remember that, Ray?
Yes, I remember that. They advertised the hell out of the game too. It had the chick with the heart tattoo on the side of her face was on the cover.
I don't even know what kind of game this is.
I've never seen this.
It's a 3D first-person shooter video game developed by Probe Entertainment.
Oh, gotcha. Looks interesting.
Yeah, these games used to make me throw up, man. If I played too long,
All the motion
all the
sickness.
motion. Yeah, I used to get really motion sickness.
So Rocco's Quest, or for Stephen, he would have known it as Grouch's Quest. They gave it a different. I don't know why in U.S. things are called one thing, in UK they're called something else. You know, like Harry Potter. One of those Harry Potters has
Philosopher's Stone and the
yeah.
the Sorcerer's Stone.
And the Ninja Turtles are called something else over in Stephen's land.
Oh yeah,
maybe have different dictionaries. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
it was Mutant Hero Turtles.
Hero Turtles.
Yeah. So again, this is
really.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We talked about that last season. Yeah, and this is why I threw this one in there, just because it had a different name in the UK.
So I've never heard of this before. So let's check this out, man. I've never heard of
Windows
this
10 gameplay. Nice.
Rocco Quest. Oh man,
it's got some interesting animation.
Dude,
that looks like me.
His chin looks like a butt.
And that looks like me.
Whoa, booty hole.
He does have a slight dimple on his chin, doesn't he?
Oh.
Aww.
Oh, somebody about to snatch up his girl. You know how it goes. But
yeah, you gotta go save her. It reminds me of Ghosts and Goblins or whatever.
Yeah.
At the very, very opening. Which that is a frustrating title as well.
Oh, here they come.
Yeah.
Here come the bad people.
Here they come.
Right.
Oh, that's a big eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh, can't have him.
Like,
can't have him happy.
Oh no,
Sights have been set.
Of course.
Awesome.
I knew it.
Bowser kidnapped Peach.
Yep, that's basically what it is.
I was just about to get some. No!
She's mine.
Bring on Wing Commander.
Oh, it's 3D even. That surprised me a little bit. See how this looks.
I would play this.
It's solid.
For some strange reason, I'm getting a Hercules vibe from the back. No, the orange hair.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Oh my god!
The things on his arms does it.
Don't forget the health. Get the health.
Yeah, he is moving a little weird.
Oh, look, he can switch his.
I like how he runs.
Look how he jumps.
A little bow-legged.
He runs like he's prancing.
Now we look like now. Like
we all know he skips leg day. That's how he does when you skip leg day.
Only thing you're missing is the lock on. That reminded me of Zelda a lot right there from the older ones.
Yeah,
just the way that enemy looked. But yeah, that's incredible, man. I never played that before. Go ahead, Jeff.
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. Who doesn't love Wing Commander?
Oh my god, love the game. Let's kill some
SRTBULL.
cats.
You familiar with Mark Hamill's role in Wing Commander?
No.
What?
I am. Yeah.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
And Rhys Davis. I'm probably saying and butchering his name, but they're both major actors that were in this series of games, and there's like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. And it's FMV, so it's like real acted, and then you get in the cockpit and like dogfight and stuff. Very Star Wars-esque for Mark Hamill to be involved.
I was a Wing Commander. This is a series that I actually collected back then. I thought it was like...
See, look at how young he is.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But it's literally like a movie as well. It's one of those titles that really made you feel like you were accomplishing something, even though it was cutscenes. You know what I mean? Between missions. They'd give you choices and dialogue.
Right.
My favorite version
Cantina
of this
looks different than I remember.
It was the third one of this, and I think it was on 3DO, if I'm not mistaken.
But come on, it was about the driving the ship though, and taking down the cats.
It was because the cats,
scoreboard.
The enemies were cat puppets, like Jim Henson type puppets, and they were done pretty well.
They were.
Let me try to find it.
They were evil cats.
I'll try to find.
I'm thinking, like, wasn't Jim Henson Muppets or like evil Muppets?
Remember the scene? Holy cow!
That is the combat. So when you're in your cockpit.
Yep.
So it's very simple for an older game.
Use the force.
And you would
Use
actually
the
down
force.
below, you would see the cats would be talking.
Yep.
Get that
Give
tiger.
up!
Yeah, right
Give
there.
up.
That's like a wingmate of yours that's getting shot or dying, and then a cat would pop up in the top or the bottom, and they'd talk crap to you as you were trying to dogfight them.
You could also even see them when you kill them too.
Yeah.
Was that sort of in-game joke, dog fighting against cats?
Maybe it might have been.
The spaceship.
He's a good actor.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Got
can't
him
think of his
spitting
name,
in a
but I know
cup.
who he is.
You'd be guaranteed they put more into the cutscenes than they did into the game.
Probably.
Yes,
Yep.
they did. That's why
Yeah,
it
they
felt like
did.
a movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you were literally playing a movie.
That was the 90s, man. That's all those games.
The one of the
Night
best
Trap.
games in the
Night Trap.
90s
Night Trap.
the cutscenes used to be amazing was Command and Conquer, because you used to get real actors to play the actual scenes. And every time I finished a mission, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, just to get this daft ass narrative. It was quite fun.
Dude, where the hell's the cats?
Dude, I can't find a cat. Maybe they killed him in the third one or something. I don't know. I ain't seeing any of them, bro. I was trying to skip around and find a cat because they looked kind of cool. But
Sorry, I think
anyway,
my dog's snoring.
I thought it was Jeff.
we hope Jeff's still awake. Next up, Jeff.
Pro BMX for the PlayStation and Game Boy Cooler.
I
what did
brought
I-
the Game Boy one up because we all know what
back
the
to our
original.
back to our our racing theme. We don't haven't really talked a lot of BMX games on the show.
No, not really. This one looks like fun though, but it definitely does not reflect the 3D version of the the
Because
game.
if you wanted to play a game like this, you played Tony Hawk.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Hey,
I don't know, there's a game I used to play called some PC Elastomania. That was actually sort of bike styling game. No one ever played?
I have not.
Matt Hoffman was huge
Yeah.
with the BMX, and there was another guy too. Oh god, Mira MRARA, I think his name, but there was two like BMX guys that they used to do the games. Mira, yeah,
Dave Mira, I
he
think.
committed
Dave.
suicide too.
Oh, really? I didn't hear
Yes.
that, man. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Why is Stream Deck trending on SPG's Twitter? I'll have to go look that later.
That's probably Steamy Deck. It's got to do with Amber. Don't worry about it.
God
No,
dang
no,
it.
it's under gaming. X-Men, the official game on every platform that you could name. It was out.
Oh, I never played this.
I
tell ya,
did.
X-Men
Loved it.
is a franchise when the movies started to come out and they started to actually make a good video game based movie or comic book based movie. These games took off and they had so many of them and so many of them were good.
The Beast.
Yep, Beast. I remember the arcade version way more than this.
Storm.
Music muted because of copyright.
Yeah, that's one X-Men versus Capcom was cabinet I used to always play on.
Dude,
I
wanted
loved
to be,
that game.
I wanted to be Nightcrawler, dude. Just
Yep, Dave Mira, Sierra. Absolutely correct.
Beast is cool.
The spaceship sounded like cats even. Oh, great shout, man. I forgot the sound effects they make as you're chasing them.
yep.
a great
Good shout, Vic.
Hell yeah. But yeah, the X-Men games, a bunch of them were good. Some of them were bad. I like the RPG, I think, for was it the PlayStation or the PS2? I forget. Maybe it was PS3. I think it was had Apocalypse in it. I don't remember which one it was. All right, Jeff, we're going to your next one, sir. Never heard of this one either. Commander Keen.
That's a Game Boy Color.
Ever heard of Commander Keen? Oh,
I know this game. I played this game.
yeah, Commander Keen was huge
Yep.
back in the day. Yeah, I
Yep.
love Commander Keen. I actually kind of forgot about him a little.
So is this based on a cartoon or? Oh wow!
I've never seen this
Whoa.
one either.
Never
I
seen
hate
it.
to say it, that looks like Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer, go.
Very colorful. Is this the one RCT or SRTBULL?
Key
Yeah.
was Bethesda?
That's crazy. I haven't thought about this game in 100 years. Wow.
It looks very colorful, man.
Is that like floating pizza he's eating?
Is that a pogo stick or is it just
I
like
think
a
so.
normal
All right.
balloon?
So
Yeah, I
I
hadn't thought about this either, Rob. I hadn't thought about this either, and it was just like,
Wow.
oh my god, Commander Keen. I
is.
completely had forgotten about. I think there's a Switch version. Can somebody fact check me? Is there a Commander Keen on the Switch?
I don't know, but Vic is right. It's a Bethesda game. I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Mhm.
I would love to see his military training with that pogo stick. Like, look how I have to get dodge all these stuff.
It's either a pogo stick or his nickname's tripod. We don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well,
This next one is a classic.
Star Wars. Star
Yeah.
Wars.
the
the
one.
racer.
Racer,
Love
baby.
love the racer ones. Yeah.
Oh my god.
For the
Memory.
64.
As
Oh,
with-
look at that, Ray.
Put
As
the-
with
that,
most,
Ray.
I'm no
Yeah.
good at them, but
Look, what's that?
That's the expansion.
the SD pack or whatever they called it, man.
Yeah.
They'd give you like 4 more megabytes of buffing RAM or something.
I
Like it was
I
really-
still have mines in my 64.
Look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh.
Doesn't that still looks good, man?
Yeah.
I mean, not perfect by any means, but the actual character models and the
Yeah, you could tell who they are. I mean,
yeah.
easily.
Good old tournament mode.
Cool.
Had a lot of fun playing this game. Screamed a lot,
I suck at these
exploding,
too.
and losing my engines right off the front end there.
Yes, I'd always lose one and then you'd be done.
Yeah, and you're
Oh
done.
my god, Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, I never played that.
you know what?
either.
I've never read the books. I never watched the movies. Never played the game. That's why I put it up here.
I read the book. I seen the
seen the
movie. I never played the game.
Yeah, I never played the game either. I'm not even sure what kind of game it is. It almost looks like that cop detective game. Forget what that is.
Where's Tom Hanks in this movie?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, what is that
that's
called?
amazing.
That's Tom Hanks right there.
Murder something with murder in it. I can't remember what it was.
That looks more like Tom Hanks than the other guy. The other guy looks like Tom Cruise. Just saying. But yeah, it looks like you wander around talking to people, solving puzzles.
You're in the museum.
It looks a little Tomb Raider like where you're solving puzzles and figuring
wow,
things
look at
out.
that.
Stealth
Oh
attack.
damn, he just creeped
Oh.
up. Damn.
He murdered that man. That was a
Yeah,
brick he
just
had in his
creeped.
hand.
He just should have creeped and oh damn.
This is Hitman before he got cloned. Before he got in.
Surf Ninjas is a amazing game, Mr. Urban World. I have to say.
Surf Ninjas. Wow.
The movie, not so much, but I still have a love relationship with that movie as well.
Another genre we never really talk about: fishing games.
Yes.
I had the Dreamcast Sega fishing pole that vibrated.
Yeah, and then you can like cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I want your guys' opinion. Best, if you've even played the genre, best fishing game ever for you.
I don't remember what it's called, but I had this one that was like its own handheld fishing
Sega Bass.
pole
Sega Bass.
that wasn't like attached to a console. You like had a screen on the fishing pole, and it was like the bottom of the pole, and you would cast it and reel it and all that stuff. But I don't remember what it was called.
Okay, I never actually fished with the pole, but I never played Echo the Dolphin on the Dreamcast. I chased fish. Does that count as fishing?
That is a fish game. That is
It
not a
counts.
fishing game.
That counts.
Yeah, but I chased after fish. I chased after
Yeah.
fish. It was a fishing game. So
Okay.
Sega
I'll give it
Bash
to you.
Fishing. Sega Bash Fishing. 1997 or 1998 Dreamcast.
Okay. SRTBULL. Do you have a favorite fishing game?
I do not have a favorite fishing game.
Right on.
Well, why
Jeff.
not? Well, why not?
Well,
We don't-
here's the thing: you can fish in Rust.
Well, there you go.
Oh, now we have to get it
Fish
right.
in
'cause
Craftopia too.
We
You
can fish in
Red Dead Redemption too.
Yeah.
I can just see it in Rust getting a piece of dynamite, throwing it in. There you go, fish done.
You definitely got more than a few people interested in Rust today, let me tell you.
The last one I don't know, but I'm gonna have to try and find it.
Hey, favorite fishing game, Jeff? I know we're running out of time.
I don't have a favorite.
Okay, here's mine. The Black Bass for NES. Best fishing game fucking ever. Look it up.
Okay, SPG. I'm going to change my mind. My best fishing game is COD.
Is what?
COD.
COD? Call of Duty?
Still counts, COD.
Because it's COD. I get it. It took me a second.
You catch a lot of COD.
I get it. I get it.
You're too pleased with yourself for that.
Yeah, he is.
All right, world's scariest police chases. And we didn't even show the fishing one, but we know what fishing looks like, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know this one, but I'm gonna have to try to find this one.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
Yeah, I thought it would be like Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit.
No,
Are you
Feels that way.
chasing them? Or you? I sounds like you're the cops. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got a speeder on the 409. I think the Duke boys are in some trouble.
You are right. This is definitely Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Well, first, you gotta practice.
It's from the cop side,
Backwards.
yeah.
You gotta practice.
Man, I hope they don't make us practice pit maneuvers. Is that all it is a race in a circle?
No. There you go.
Oh, here we
Now
go.
you race after someone in a circle.
There you
Yeah,
go.
now you gotta go. Now you have to go get him. Get him,
Hey, you were
SPG. Get him.
I think we got a Vet Cloud Gaming in the car. Go get him.
Do you know what? I used to play a game called Road
Ooh.
Rage.
Hey,
And I'm
that was a improper pit maneuver. I'm just
What the
saying.
hell?
It seems like it's working.
Yeah, mission
Yeah.
success.
Wait a minute.
Woo!
Yeah,
Now, see, that's what the police do out here in Oakland, California.
Are they doing a little bang bang stop or I'll shoot, Ray? That
Yeah, this
happens
game
from
makes you
time to
think.
time.
I used to play a game called, well, we all played Road Rage in the past. So I thought to myself, why couldn't we be actually the police on the bike and actually chase after the cyclists? That would have been
been
amazing.
cool. And it should have been an easier mode to add. Just change change the art representation of the
Or you
bike
could
driver.
do like 2-player and one person be the cop and one person be the person
Yeah.
in chase.
Exactly.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. Well, all right. Thank every single one of you that joined us for episode 6, and thank our guests so very much for making the time to join us today. You guys were awesome. Starting with you, Miz Tracey, since that's the way it's going, let everybody know where people can find you and what you're going to be up to.
I am on Twitch. I'll copy the link over right now. I am going to be doing Halo tonight. We're going to be playing Poetry for Neanderthals, which is that game where I don't know where the big inflatable stick went, but there's a big inflatable stick, and I have to get chat to guess words, and I can only use single syllables, or I get hit with the no stick.
Oh,
Big
no.
inflatable stick.
I'll be
And then we're
tuning in
checking
for
out the
that.
new Halo content for Halo Infinite. And then during the week, I'll be playing a mix of Conan Exiles, Fallout 76, Craftopia, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, a whole bunch of different stuff. I usually stream at 9:15 p.m. Central Time, except for Mondays and Wednesdays. So hopefully we'll get you guys
Awesome.
there.
Rob, thank you so much, man, for making the time to join us. Had a lot of fun. Same with you, man. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you and what you'll be up to.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for the invite. It was a good time. I appreciate it. And I'm on everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all at SRTBULL. So really easy to find.
Awesome. Yep. And pinned down in the description is links to some of his stuff. So hit it up, guys. How about you, Holtz?
I'm just a gamer at heart, and you'll actually see me in many of your chats just saying hi and actually learning what actually everyone's playing. Of course, you might say I'm a podcaster jumping in many people's panels, but I'm just a gamer. Just someone who's going with the flow and
Just
thanks
loving
for
the
having me on.
games.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate your participation, man.
Yes.
And we thank you for making the time for us today, man. It was a lot of fun. Jeffrey, what do you got going on besides moving, sir?
I am back this week after my week-long vacation from streaming. Tomorrow night, Wreckfest Monday. My bus is getting tuned up, and I'm coming to go tip to tip with Ray. And then
Don't ever say that.
Gingerly
Please don't ever say that.
Wednesday,
Never
I'll
touch
be.
tips.
He doesn't even
Wednesday-
honk the horn.
Wednesday, I'm going to be checking out some of the new May games on Stadia. And then Friday night, I'm going to be playing, if I can get my PlayStation 3 hooked up, I'm going to be playing Duke Nukem, back to playing some Duke. And then Saturday, I am doing the Stadia community play at 11 a.m. And I am playing Killer Queen Black. And I have a giveaway. I will be giving away for whatever country you're from and you win, I will be giving away a Killer Queen Black. I don't know what you call them, the country shirts, with the flag and the Killer Queen and stuff like that.
I won.
Yeah, one. You have one of those. Yep. So I'll be doing that, giving that away. Thanks to our friend Jackie and the team at Killer Queen and Liquid Black. So we're doing that. So I got a full week of streaming this week.
Right on. Raymond, where are you going to be? What are you doing, sir?
Well, tonight it's GFN or G-Force Now Sunday, and I'm going to be playing Blood Hunt, running around the city of Prague, the Vampire Battle Royale. So I'm doing that tonight. And then tomorrow for Stadia, I'm doing PUBG. Tuesday, I'm doing Star Wars Pinball on Amazon Luna. Also, you guys can catch me on Rock Stadia Review Show with the wonderful John Scar, myself, and SPG Stadia Pro Gaming. And then I do a sports show with my buddy Vet Cloud Gaming. We talk about American football. And then on Thursdays, I do Cloud Nation TV, where I talk about all cloud gaming TV with Dr. Spaceman Vet, Maker of Chaos, JD, and myself. And then Saturday, I will be streaming for the Stadia community event, and I'll be doing Rec Fest. That's what I'll be doing this week.
And myself, you can find me here at Retro Rewind, and all of us hosts every other Sunday. And I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. No idea what I'm streaming, but I'll be streaming something, guys. And on the 14th, coming up on Saturday, Stadia Saturday, we're going to do a PUBG either tournament or event, do a custom match, and get as many of you in there as possible. So I appreciate you all you guys participating in the chat. And definitely look up all the hosts and all the guests and show them some love, guys.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and fur mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Don't forget your mom. Call your mamas.
I'm going to go see my mother. She's in the room next door. I'm back.